Guys, how we doing? Top Table Steve here.
Top Table Ben.
Just going to do the usual check, make sure everything's all right because we got going at the last minute. So I hope you can all hear us and there's no feedback or any of the usual shenanigans that go on when I'm in charge of tech. So if you can let us know that the sound's okay and the visuals are okay, we both look beautiful. That'd be great. How have you been, Ben?
Not too bad, mate. How about you?
All right. Getting a bit stressed with it staying in, like to be honest, yeah.
Hey, I'm quite enjoying
This
it.
this is what I've turned to. I'm having a beer tonight. I never have a beer. I always forget.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I wish I'd have planned ahead now. No, I'm finding it all right actually. I have been on holiday the last 10 days or so, so I've not been working from home, which has been quite nice. But yeah, no, it's not really phasing me that much. I quite like going out shopping once a week and not being able to go anywhere. It's refreshing.
Yeah, I've had a week on you though, and the biggie is I've got kids.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a
That
killer.
is true.
Just keeping them entertained, like they're starting to get at each other now.
Yeah.
Like my two girls quite close in age, they get on really well normally.
Until they don't.
But like today, they've really been winding each other up, which then in turn winds me up. So it's just like they say, "Oh, you're only allowed out once a day for exercise." But my kids are quite active. So just we had to literally before the stream just took them around. I'm quite lucky. I have quite a lot of sort of nature around where I live. You can go 2 minutes up the road and you're in the countryside. So I took them up there and let them run around the fields and climbing over fences and stuff like that. And hopefully they'll now go to sleep and I won't get a text message in 10 minutes saying thanks for leaving this to me. But yeah, that's it really. So should we have a jump in the chat and see who's in? Remember guys, if you are watching and it's your first time in, say hello. If you're painting along and you don't think you're going to get sort of be typing along in the chat, still say hello now. Let us know that you're in so we know who we're talking to. And if you are new, let us know where you're from and where you heard about the channel. That'd be fantastic. I'll let you take off, Ben, and have a look in the chat, see who's in.
Let's have a quick look who's in. We've got Nick Gardner. Not late this time. No, you're not, mate. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, slightly early even, yeah. Got Steve Bonnar in. Will they be on time? Are they properly dressed? Is Ben wearing his bare slippers? All this and more on the latest installment of MESBG.
I'm sat in the undies.
We're on time.
Yeah.
Are they properly dressed? I kind of have changed out of jogging bottoms into pajamas this evening. So is that classed as properly dressed? I don't know. I'm not wearing bare slippers just yet. And as you said, there's plenty more still to come. We've got Justin. Hello there. Makeup, eh? So how was your makeup, Steve?
Yeah, it's looking all right. I'm looking good. I'm a bit dark and moody today. I've just got one light on, which is there. So I've turned all the lights off because just thought I'd see how it looks. It looks all right. Who else we got in? Steve, you look like a Kiss band member, he says. Do I? Aren't they the guys with all the white makeup on the faces?
White. Yeah. Do I keep freezing, or is it or is it?
No, you're fine. It's just at your end, mate.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Cool, fair enough. Who else we got in? We've got Steve Bonner, a Kiss band member. Mike Classical. Good evening, gentlemen. Some chat to listen to while I'm painting my skillet. Veterans.
Good man.
How did they get on in Damien's poll over on the GBHL today? Have you had a look at that this evening, Steve?
I've been on and off it. I don't know how it ended.
Because they head when I looked.
They're really nice things though, so don't surprise me.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's 2 for Gondor now over the last 2 days. That's good. School lunch is in. Hi mate, how you doing?
How's it going, Sean?
Yeah, nice to see you, Sean. Joe Holzman is in. Good evening, everyone.
Hey Joe.
Evening, Joe. Green Tree's in. Hello, fellow inmates. Hi mate, how you doing? Glad to see you back in yet again. Got Bruno Carrico in. Good evening, everyone.
Hey Bruno.
Hi Bruno. Matt Prescott's in, one of the usual suspects. Evening all. Hi, Matt.
Matt was remotely on my computer for about 2 hours yesterday trying to get my Camlink thing working.
Matt's a bit of a whiz with.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
He hit the same brick wall I hit.
Just not working.
It's just really annoying me.
Just says, yep, it's all good. I'm guessing that's all about the sound and things that's going okay. Nick says, yeah, Steve's okay. Steve says he can see and hear you both. Steve is in a little dark. Yeah, but you said that you
Yeah, I've
felt
done
a
it
bit
on
dark,
purpose. I thought I'd go a bit moody.
dark and moody.
Yeah.
Where are we up to? Prescott, everything's good tonight, guys. I think we've got this down to fine art now.
Yeah.
Well, you've got it down to fine art. I've got
Smashed
no
it,
idea
mate.
what I'm doing. I just turn up, click on a link, and I'm in. Guys is in. Did I get that right this time?
Guys, yeah.
Yeah, nice one. Evening all, evening guys. We've got Pat Blocks in. Hello, how's it going?
How you doing, Pat Block?
Nick Gardner, working on Haldir and Rumil, but still I'm trying the Vallejo Liquid Gold, which requires 90% isopropyl alcohol, which is hard to find now. Yeah, it really is. Because obviously I think it's all been commandeered to go and make hand washes and hand sanitizers and things at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you seen all the paint manufacturers are making hand wash now?
Yeah.
It's cool, isn't it? Did you see Army Painter had put like a video of the the little, is it the 18mm bottles that they do?
Yeah.
Bottles.
Yeah.
They were getting all filled with sanitizer on their conveyor belts. Really good, really good. Steve Bonner says Steve broke the stream showing off his looks with a laughing, crying face. Are you going to show the good people your new haircut, Steve?
No. It's not finished. It's not finished, is it? It's only half done.
All right, fair enough.
I wouldn't call it a haircut either.
Well, what would you call it?
Well, I didn't cut it. I literally demolished it. Then chewed it. It's a hair chew.
Proper chew. Give it a proper chew. Pat Watts says, I think I've missed something spectacular. I don't think you have, unless it was on another stream, maybe, but not on this one, mate, you haven't. Reese Taylor says, all right, our kid.
How's it doing, lad?
Nice to see you, Reese. Guy says, yep, totally right. Excellent. Finally getting that right. We've got Flint0204 saying, evening, guys. Hi, mate. Great to have you in. Daniel Padilla's in. Hello, everyone. Been a while since I've been able to catch the stream.
Good to have you, man. Yeah, good to have you. Thank you very
much to join us. Justin, I'm going to be in and out, but I'll be watching what I missed later tonight. Excellent. Thank you very much. Chico Danks is in. Hey, all. Hey, Chico.
How's it going, pal?
And Pat Fox says, I've started Aragorn and Gimli today to finish up my old Three Hunters trio, but got a bit annoyed with Aragorn's face sculpt. I'll continue tomorrow. I really liked your Legolas paint job that you did, because I think you started that on the Battle Streams of Middle-earth.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the other two of the Three Hunters turn out. It'd be great to see them. So make sure you post them up on the Top Table Gaming Community Facebook page once you're done.
Yeah.
And then Justin says, just finished another commission. I need to send it into the post. Then back to my Rohan before I start another commission that I got yesterday. What commissions are you working on?
Busy, man. Busy, man.
Yeah, you are really busy. But I suppose we're all getting a little bit more time at the moment to finish off projects and things, which is good. But yeah, let us know what you've been working on, what you've been painting as part of commissions. That'd be really interesting to know. Bruno Carico says, I'm putting together some Mirkwood cavalry and losing it. I've not put them together, but I hear they are a bit finicky.
They're grim. Yeah, they're grim.
Are they?
Yeah.
Just because they're resin.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, yeah. If you think putting them together is bad, wait till you start putting paint on them. That's a whole new level of paint.
Are they just not nice to paint?
No. So it's like, well, you might. I've told you before how bad that Mirkwood elves are to paint. They're a pain in the backside.
Yeah.
We'll add a horse into that, and there you go.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I think when they're painted well, look amazing. But when they're not painted quite so well, I think they tend to look a little bit ropey then.
Yeah.
But no, post them up. Let's have a look at them once you're done.
Yeah.
Ian White says, now then, lads. Hi, Ian. Great to have you in, buddy. One of our latest Patreons. So thank you very much for that, mate. Pat says, thank you. I love how my paint scheme for the cloak has turned out. Yeah, it looked really, really good. Really, really vibrant. See, with the elven cloaks, I never know quite how to paint them because it's not grey, isn't it? And it's not green. It's kind of a
I got like a grey blue, like a rust. I think it's rust grey.
yeah.
I do
Well,
mine.
I've
Was
just
it?
got a few more paints from Army Painter, and there's one in there which is like a greenish grey. So I think I'm going to give that a go from now on, and just add a little bit of like Ushabti or Pallid Witch Flesh or something to it, just to line it up and to kind of get the highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's turned out really, really well for you. Flint says, aiming to finish my Witch King on Fell Beast tonight once my little boy is in bed. Excellent.
Love a Witch King, me. Love a Witch King.
Love a good Witch King.
Yeah.
I've got the old metal one that eventually I'm going to strip and repaint, but I think I might practice on one of the plastic ones first.
Yeah. Eternal Blade.
Eternal Blade. Is this the guy that you've been doing some 3D scanning with? Excellent.
He's been immortalising my paint jobs on TTS. They look awesome.
Yeah. Photo scanning all day, every day. So that's I think, well, between you, you're doing a stunning job for the TTS community by having all the models on there.
Yeah.
And obviously your wicked paint jobs.
Well, I've got my lights sorted today. Yeah. I'm gonna start sending. I can't remember what he said. Eternal Blade, was it Iron Hills next? Because it's quite Iron Hills. There's not a lot of units in it, so I can do it quite quick. And I've got everything. So I'll have the ballista in there, and it'll have the chariot in there. That'll be cool. Goat riders.
Are you getting like a mention in the credits or anything for providing all?
I don't think there is like credits and stuff, is there? You just upload the things and they're there.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, but he's doing an awesome job. They look really good. They look really good. I had to play with the program, and I haven't got the patience for it. So fair play to you.
Did you do Sonaga, wasn't it?
Yeah, that wasn't with that though. That was with something else that I found, which wasn't great.
Right.
The way that Eternal Blade, it's Spencer, isn't it? Yeah, Spencer. The way Spencer, I remembered. This is the first time on any stream that I've remembered somebody's name.
Do you know, I've just noticed that Ian Whitehouse now comes up as Ian Whitehouse and not Squid Boy.
Yeah, because he knows that I'll go Squid Boy. Have we had Squid Boy before? We had him on before.
Have we
had him on before? Well, now we're a lad. But no, Spencer. The way Spencer does it is awesome. The program he uses is awesome. Quite time consuming, but I think once you get into that that sort of routine of the way that he does it, it's quite good. But yeah, I'll get as many over as I can to you this weekend, Spencer. Well, I'll put them on the channel and you can download them as you need them.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I keep seeing these random videos popping up. I'm like, what's that? Like, do we need to retitle that? Because obviously they're like file names rather than titles.
Yeah. Well, I didn't give them titles because I knew someone would release it as a video.
Yeah.
Subscribers would be like, why have they put a video of just minis spinning around? What's all this about?
with like Stone Roses playing in the background, like.
Yeah.
Ian Whitehouse says, "Ooh, just started a Fell Beast 2, trying to finish my Mordor. Excellent. Make sure you show some progress shot." Steve Bonner, I've been looking into Necromunda with my classic Van Sars and World War II bolt action Americans. Yeah, I saw your Van Sars that you posted up earlier. They're looking cool. They're proper classic ones, aren't they? They're a bit kind of out of proportion compared to some of the more modern ones now. But they look cool though. Look really cool.
Yeah.
Pat Block says Mirkwood models have some super thin armor ornaments. It's quite difficult to have them intact, isn't it? Yeah, that's one thing that has put me off them a little bit. I think they look amazing when they're painted well. I don't think I can do them justice. That's kind of what put me off a little bit.
I think they're a bit small as well.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think they're a bit small. As you look at the rest of the range, they're quite small. Like elves are supposed to be quite tall and slender, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think they're a bit small, but nothing like major. But they're not great. I really disliked painting them. Really dislike painting them. That much so that I'd really like to repaint them, but the thought of going back and touching them up just doesn't appeal to me at all. So I won't be doing that. Ben's froze. Are you still there, Ben?
Yeah, I'm back now.
Oh, right, there you are. Yeah.
Frozen there.
It's that great internet connection you've got, my mate.
It is, yeah.
I'll jump in. I'll give you a rest. Rain's in. He says, hey, how are you doing, Rain? One of our patrons. And Justin says, just finished a small group of 8 Free Blades miniatures. What I got yesterday was a Slaves of Darkness army, included an Archaon Everchosen, going to be fun. Ah, right. Well, are they? Is that Age of Sigmar? Is it?
That's fantasy, I think.
Oh, is it? I don't know. My knowledge of Warhammer Fantasy and Age of Sigmar. I won't even use the word limited. It's like non-existent.
Like a really old model, isn't it? Isn't that one from like 2002, 2003? I want to say.
God knows.
I don't know, but yeah, that'd be cool to see.
Guy says, I don't want to start painting my Battle of Pelennor field set. I am very afraid to ruin it. No, don't be afraid to ruin it. Get some paint on it, my mate.
Well,
get some paint on it.
There will be potentially a couple of tutorials coming soon.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah.
So
I don't know what day of the week it is, so don't listen to anything I say.
Yeah. So I know, it's something that we're working on in the background, isn't it? So don't be afraid of them. Get stuck in. I think you'll enjoy it once you get going.
And if you do want to hang out, you won't have to wait for long, because there will be a couple of tutorials, at least 2, that will 100% be right up your street if you're waiting to paint the Pelennor box set. Rain says, yo Steve, I'm struggling with my Dunlending banner. What did you do with yours? So I painted mine like a plain dirty kind of off-white coffee colour, and then I made a transfer of a raven, and I made my own water transfer and put it on, so because I couldn't be bothered freehanding a raven and making it look a mess. And if people want to see it, I'll do a tutorial on how to do them for your own, because I'll be doing one for Gamling's banner as well, because I really don't fancy painting that horse.
Do it. I want to see that.
Yeah, and Boromir's banner. So I'll be making transfers for those. We just got a subscriber. Thank you very much. So I'll be doing those. So if you want to see those, do let me know and I'll do a video. Eternal Blade, yep, I'm the TTS guy. Will says, evening lizards. Sorry I was a little late catching at the new episode, a follow-up of the Tiger King. That is a terrible program, but you can't help but watch it.
It's insane, isn't it? Animal people are mental. I think I was talking to you about it. At the beginning, there was the lizard or the reptile dealer that they went to see. They were buying rattlesnakes from. I know that guy. I've met that guy. He's just crackers. Absolutely, they're all nuts. Like
Carol Baskin.
Hey there, cool cats and kittens. Absolutely mad, that program.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
She got husband to a tiger, didn't she?
100%. 100%. Sean says, thank you for the TTS mod. They are amazing. So Spencer confirms, yes, we said Iron Hills. I'll be doing that next. That'll be cool. Flint says, I have the old Metal Witch King on Fell Beast, got knocked about in storage over the years and various house moves. Lost the tail end and damage, thinking of using it for a conversion. Any ideas if you've lost the tail end?
Probably just sculpt a new tail.
Yeah, you'd probably sculpt a new tail, mate. Sculpt a new tail.
I would have thought, rather than trying to modify it any further.
Yeah. Don't try and sculpt it in one hit. So like, drill it, put a piece of wire in, and then put a load of your model input, whether it's green stuff, whatever, on the wire. And a tip for getting the putty to stick to the wire is to gunk a load of super glue on the wire, and it gives it like a texture then, so your putty will stick to it. And do it thinner than you want it to be, and then let that set, and then sculpt. Mix more putty like a day later or whatever, and sculpt over that so it's got something to stick to. Because otherwise, if you just try and go around the wire, when you try to shape it, it just spins on the wire. Little tip there for you. It's free.
I like that.
I won't charge for that. That's a freebie. It's a freebie, that. Paplex says, guys, Fanid, don't worry, I'm sure you'll do fine. Just take the first step and then it's going to be a breeze. And if you don't like the result, you can easily strip and repaint. Yeah, it's a learning process, isn't it?
That is true. There is, I've stripped God knows how many models over the last couple of years, really old stuff that I had terrible paint jobs, and I painted sort of very early, in the early 2000s. It's dead easy to strip, and I think it's one of those things that people are a bit afraid to do, and then it makes people a bit afraid to room models, so then you don't get to painting them. And you know what, if you've got some metal models, they're probably going to be a little bit easier to strip than plastic, so maybe practice on them first.
Yeah.
But obviously, each their own.
Yeah. Eternal Blade says, "Oh snap, my body is ready."
My body is
ready. Chris Rains, finally got a night of work. Little one asleep. Serpent guard to paint. Good man, welcome man. Good to have you in. I hope you're well, Chris. I hope the little one's well. Carl Daly says
Chris is kind of out on the front lines as well, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, he's doing a sterling job. I was reading because obviously we're at home all day. We're all really up to date on our Facebook. Someone posted a really good comment today on Facebook, and I can't remember if it was someone from the community or someone from normal friends side of Facebook, and they were saying next year we shouldn't have like a soap awards or a Brit Awards or any of these awards that award you pointless celebrities. They should have like a frontline awards, so that an award ceremony for the NHS, people who did heroic things in the NHS. They're all doing heroic things, but people who went above and beyond, and then supermarket workers and people who in this crisis just sort of head and shoulders stood up to be counted and did their bit.
Yeah.
And I think it should. I think it kind of puts things in perspective, doesn't it? When you're watching people watch this Love Island and Big Brother and all that, and then stuff
we're applauding these absolute idiots.
Yeah.
Things like the soap awards, it just I must admit I've got no time for it, because it just feels like everyone's there just patting each other on the back, and you just think what?
Yeah.
We've not got better things to watch than this.
I know, that's a joke. That's a joke.
Really
Carl Daly says, "Evening gents, have I missed much? Nope. Just got back from the shops to buy an emergency razor. The beard goes after 7 years. Jeez.
7 years of growing a beard.
7 years.
I
couldn't go clean shaven now. I would look very odd clean shaven. Very odd.
Yeah.
Nicholas Gardner says, I'd love to start a Mirkwood army, but just can't justify paying fine cast price for the Warriors. How much is a box of Mirkwood Warriors now? Because they come in 12s now, don't they? Is it 40 quid? Your sound went a bit then. What was it?
I think they're 40 quid.
40 quid, yeah. 40
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, hear me now? Yeah, I can hear you. Steve says, "Oh, touching up the pointy end." Paplot says, "I had my first box of Mirkwood Warband replaced after seeing the amount of bubbles it had." Yeah, that was one of the problems back in the Dizzy. Chris James, Steve, what is your hang-up?
Such a nerd.
Chris James says, welcome Chris. Steve, what is your hang-up with deep water and a board? What do you mean? Don't know what you mean. Have I got a hang-up with deep water and a board? I don't know. Have I? Craig Bass, got to continue painting Thorin's company, and I'm planning on painting the White Council and Ranger of Mirkwood with Legolas and Damien's favourite. There's some nice models. Dirk Seipenkutter, hello together. Best wishes from Germany. Best wishes to you, my friend, and welcome. Good to have you, Dirk. Are you painting at the moment? Where did you hear about Top Table? Do let us know. But yeah, welcome. Michael Haskell, transfers video. Yes, please. What's that mean?
He wants to see you do transfers.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I'll do one then, because it'll be quick.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
You just do it on a normal printer. It's dead easy.
Yeah. Show us how to do it then, Steve.
I'll show you the skills of pressing print. That's it.
I think what I like is what paper you use, and how you move the transfer off the paper onto your model. There is more to it than just pressing print.
Yeah. Do you know what your friend is when you're applying transfer to models?
What's that? Water.
Matte medium.
Right.
Okay. When it's fixed, brush matte medium over it, and it doesn't look like a transfer. Like sometimes you've got a transfer on, you can still see the edges where you've cut it out, or the transfer itself is quite shiny and your paintwork isn't. pop matte medium on it, and it blends it right in. It looks awesome.
So like the Galleria stuff, does that work?
Yeah, it should do. Lamy and medium is matte medium. Lamy and medium is matte medium. Same stuff. Reese Taylor, how is the commission painting coming along, Steve? And what have you been working on, Ben? Commission painting, yeah, good. We've got a couple of people in the chat tonight who have sort of jumped on the on my journey with me and helped me out. I've got all my commissions are over there, so there's a big box of them here. There's a Watcher in the Water. There's Dol Amroth Knight's Foot Mounted. Gandalf the White Peregrine Tuck. That box has got a stupid amount of minis in it. And the lad sent it me and said, I don't know if he'd want me to put his name out, so I won't unless he's in the chat and he's not, so I won't just say it because his missus might be watching something, I don't know. But he sent me this box full of miniatures and said, paint what you can and tell me how much you want. That's basically what I said. And I opened it and I was like, oh my god! But there's all sorts in there. There's like OOP ones and everything.
Nice.
That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, practice.
What about you, Ben? What have you been painting?
All sorts, loads and loads of stuff this last couple of weeks. I've got what have I painted? So I'm still working through Rohan. I've just done a load of little Harad bits as well. So I painted a little warband of Haradrim, a couple of captains, Hasharim. What else have I painted?
A bit too dark, wasn't it? What was doing my head in?
Yeah, a little bit dark there. Yeah.
Is that better?
What else have I painted? Just loads of stuff. And what I started doing is once I've painted 6 Warriors of Rohan, I then go into my kind of one-day painting box and I'm pulling random stuff out of it. So I painted Legolas on the stream, the battle streams in Middle Earth the other night, and I painted Gildor the other day as well, which was nice. And I painted.
It looked nice, that Gildor. I liked it.
Yeah, he's all right. The texturing of the cloth I'm not overly happy about, but it'll do. And then the other night I painted Bilbo and Gollum from the set, Riddles in the Dark little box set.
Yeah,
so they're quite cool little bits here and there.
Sorry, someone just tried ringing me on Facebook Messenger. I don't know if it was the ringing was coming through, so I'm just telling them.
You were right. You were right. But yeah, no, it's I'm just enjoying painting the little random bits and pieces rather than having like an end goal in sight, because obviously we're not at the moment. I've kind of stopped painting stuff for like the slow grow because I've kind of caught up with what I needed to paint. So now I'm not really painting for a target as such. I'm just painting stuff that I kind of want to paint really.
Yeah. That's cool.
Which is nice.
That's cool. Where are we? Who was I up to? Nicholas Gardner. I've stripped and primed Haldir and sorry, Reese. Thank you for the question, man. What are you painting? Well, I know what you're painting because we've been looking. You saucy bugger. It's Karn, isn't it?
Yeah,
awesome.
Looking amazing.
They do look really good. I really like the colours that Reese goes for because he gets them really vibrant. His Easterlings look awesome. His Mirkwood look awesome, and these are looking to shape up with the other paint jobs he's done.
Reese, are you still doing pirates as well? Corsairs?
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? He was doing them.
Yeah, he's doing them as part of the slow grow. I don't know whether he just completed them.
Yeah, my slow grow's not a slow grow anymore. I've got like a 1,500 point Isengard army.
Billion points.
Yeah. Nicholas says, I've stripped and primed Haldir and Rummel at least 4 times in a week because I wasn't happy. You can always go back. Do you know what? What I've learned with miniatures, like sometimes I've done that where I've really wanted to paint a certain like hero, and you start painting him, and I think sometimes you can build it up in your head as to what it's going to look like, and you get halfway through and you're disappointed with what you see. And there was one thing that Tommy Sewell mentioned to me one time. He said, see things through. He said, see things through to the end. And if you're not happy, you've learned something because you'll be able to go back and think, well, I tried to do this thing and it didn't work, so you're learning. And B, sometimes you'll get to the end and you'll realise that you need to get through the crap to come out with something good at the end, and you shot yourself sometimes, and it makes you try a little bit harder as well sometimes. So I've started to like not give up on miniatures halfway through.
I'm much the same. There's a couple of times where I've picked something up and I've painted it, and I was just like, or you're halfway through and you think that looks that looks awful. Then you start putting washes down, you're like, oh, actually, it looks a little bit better. Then you highlight it, and you go, oh, that's actually turned out all right.
Yeah.
And I think we're probably all our own worst critics, really.
Yeah.
You know, your early miniatures are never going to be the best.
No.
But you know, as Pat Block says, and as Tommy said, you know, you will learn from everything that you paint. You will learn something. So, yeah, absolutely, it's worth seeing things through to the end.
Another thing with painting as well is there's two things. Whenever because I don't know why people ask me, but I do get people sometimes who ask me about painting. Oh, how do I do this, or how did you get that, or blah blah blah. Two things that I say, because I paint bad miniatures semi-regular. You know, I don't always paint hero miniatures. Sometimes I'll smash stuff out. But if your base colours go on neat and you can block in colour neatly before you do anything else, and it's neat and your lines are neat, when you put a wash on that, it'll look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It'll look amazing. If it's untidy, it will show. And then sometimes I've got armies here that are not even highlighted. They're just washed. They're just washed, and I use them as they are, and they look great. And then the second thing is, don't run before you can walk. Did you see that Red Grass Games thing book? Yeah. The free PDF. I was looking forward to that coming out, and it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. I took a little bit from it, but I think from someone who's coming into painting brand new, I think it needs to be really basic. But I don't know. Paint by numbers. Don't tell them about glazing. Don't tell them about this, that, the other.
I don't know if that is designed for absolute beginners though. I think that is more maybe for people who
I thought it was, because I'm sure it says beginners. I'm sure it says beginners in it somewhere. But I'd always say block your colouring neatly. Nail that. Forget about highlights. Forget about shading. Get good at blocking your colouring neat. Then go on to your shading. Get good at that. Then go on to your highlights. Get good at that. And then go on to like trying different things like your glazes or your wet blending but just don't try and learn it all in one hit, because you just end up getting frustrated and you give up.
That's what for a while when I was, I'm quite happy with how what painting is now. Like I don't aspire to be like a gold demon winner. I want to get stuff that looks okay on the tabletop.
Yeah.
If you're getting a few photos of them here and there and things, and obviously if you close ups on battle reporting, I want them to look decent.
But your painting,
I want them to look okay.
Your painting's come on in the last 6 months, 100%. It's come on. Like that, the last couple of models you've done have been really good, really good. Like the what's he called? Is it Delgamere? Is it Delgamere? And you did the Haradrim.
Yeah.
They looked awesome.
Yeah.
And I think another thing with painting, I think painting's like anything else. I always put it down to like playing golf, because golf for me was the one thing that if I didn't keep playing regular, and I didn't play for a week, when I picked my clubs up again, it was like starting again. I had to relearn how to hold the club. I had to relearn how to hit a drive. I had to relearn how to not hook the ball. And to me, painting is exactly like that. If you have a break from it, you lose some of the skills you've got. It's like muscle memory or something. You're not as good, and you've got to get back to that point. Paplock will know what I'm talking about. You can tell he's a guy that paints a lot, because he's very good at painting. It's not like he could paint the way he does, have a 6-month break, come back, and then paint exactly the same. He would have to build himself back up to that.
Do you know one person that can do that though?
Who?
Angel De Silva.
Yeah, she's annoying though.
She is, isn't she?
Yeah, it's just really, some people are really annoying. And if she watches this back, this is at you, Angel. You still owe us a dance. You owe us, what's it, TikTok challenge, and you, Ben. I know Pintar's in. I know he's been dusting off his dancing shoes. I danced on the internet.
You did, yeah. I saw it.
Yeah, I've got kahunas like that. I danced on the internet.
The dangling on all them, right?
Anyway, where was it?
On. Chris Ray says, "Stop it, guys! You'll make me blush." You deserve it, mate. You deserve it. We'll nominate you for one of the awards that Steve's banging on about. Patlock says, Stephen Ben, any advice for stripping resin? Same approach as for plastic, just more careful and with shorter contact with the stripping agent. I've not stripped a lot of resin myself. When I have done, I've used a little bit of isopropanol, and just used a very soft toothbrush.
That's what you want.
BioStrip.
BioStrip 20. You can strip your plastics, your resins, no problem. Just don't leave it in it overnight.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I've used isopropanol, but only dunked it in for 30 seconds. Used a very light toothbrush. Just kind of brushed some of the paint away, dunked it back in for 20 seconds, then brought it out. Don't leave it in, because otherwise it goes quite brittle and it goes very bendy.
Yeah, it goes like jelly and then goes brittle. Yeah. Takes all the what's it? Is it masticity out of it or something? It's called.
Yeah.
But yeah. Green Tree says hashtag normal friends. Still a thing. Still a thing, my friend. Still a thing. All my normal friends are bored stiff now because they've got nothing to do. But all my nerdy friends have got loads to do: painting, building, all sorts.
Yeah.
I'm building. I've got a big build going on. Big build.
Go on.
I'm
sure everyone's like, you'll see people going, "Oh, I'm so bored at the moment. I've got tons of stuff I could be doing." I'm quite happy.
If you ask the wife, there's loads of stuff I could be doing, but I just don't want to do
it. Yeah, I'm exactly.
Michael says, strip some metal figures this weekend using Dettol, worked a treat and did it outside in the sunshine to not smell the house out and to the half out.
Dettol is it gives you it makes the paint go into like a really horrible gum, and then you have to like wash that off afterwards. So that's why I started using Dettol, but I really didn't get on with it. So for metals and plastics, I just use either Clean Spirit, which is about £1 for a litre bottle, or just methylated spirit, so like the purple stuff, and then I keep kind of isopropanol for resin if I need it.
Yeah, I've got ISO. I use it for my board, so
yeah.
I don't use it for stripping. Reed says, yeah, £40. He's talking about Mirkwood. We must be well behind on this chat if that's only on there now. Ben Sibold, I heard good things about BioStrip, but I haven't used it yet. Yeah, it's good. Use it. Lewis Collins is in. Thanks for doing this, guys. It's keeping me sane, locked in my own house with the in-laws. Ooh.
The in-laws?
Ooh. Shh, we won't say out. Shh. You can vent in the chat. Say what you want. Call them all the names under the sun. We won't tell anyone. Steve Bowler says hashtag normal friends. Back to work tomorrow. What are you guys working on? I'm in the middle of commissions, but I'm trying to break it up because it's weird painting for somebody else. It feels weird. I don't know. It doesn't feel like I'm painting. I normally paint for the fun of it, if that makes sense. Don't feel like I'm painting. So I'm breaking it up. So I'm doing a bit of painting, and then I'm building my Oscillioth board, which is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it because the lights are off down there, but that's it there. It's the skyline of Oscillioth.
Look at that.
Yeah. So I've been messing. I'm full. It don't look too bad on the webcam, but I'm actually full black t-shirt of plaster of Paris. It's all over my shorts, all over my shoes, all over my socks. Doing all the rubble. So I'm doing the rubble out of plaster of Paris. I've got some moulds of stuff that I made ages ago, like block paving paths and bricks and walls and stuff. What I used to do is in resin and make buildings from, but now I'm doing it in plaster of Paris. So I can break it up. So the rubble piles isn't just piles of stones. It's looks like arches. You can see arches and brick.
That's cool.
Architecture. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm working on. What have you got planned this week then, Ben? Work-wise.
I've started. Well, I'm back at work tomorrow, so I don't know how much time I'm going to be getting. Yeah, I know, grim. I don't know what I'm going back to because I haven't checked my emails since I've been on. So tomorrow we'll have a fun day of going through emails. I started a display board.
You did, yeah.
Because I want something that I can just sort of have like as a bit of a backdrop for when I'm taking photos of a few minis. So I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to turn out quite how I envisaged it, but I think a lot of stuff is a bit like that.
It's all about the journey, Ben.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about the journey.
Exactly. So I was making some rock molds yesterday out Plaster of Paris, just like you are. So yeah, that's kind of all that's on my agenda. I'm halfway through my 100th mini of the year, which is an Aragon.
No
But
better. There's no better mini to celebrate 100 than Aragon, mate.
exactly,
No
exactly.
better. No better.
It's one, and the reason I chose that one is I put a post up on our group the other day of 3 Legolas that I've painted kind of throughout my kind of my time. One of them was a very old one. It's probably one of the first ones that I painted. One was probably from about 18 or a year or 18 months later,
Mm.
and then the one that I painted kind of very recently. So obviously some of them are going back a long time, but you can see my kind of painting progression. And the reason I chose that Aragon is I've got one that I painted again, probably 2002-ish. I've got one that I painted probably getting on for about 3 years ago, and then I've got one that I'm obviously painting now. So it'll be nice to see the progression on a little bit more of a recent scale as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of went for him as well. So, and you know, as a 100th mini, you can't go wrong with Aragon, really, as you said.
It's cool. Very cool. Pablo says, since the video about transfers is going to be so easy, could you please cover some common problems people have when pressing print, e.g. some errors like no ink, no paper, etc. Can't do anything about that, my friend. That's called housekeeping. You need to sort that out. Reese says, micro set and sol are good for transfers. Not seen them. I've not got... where is my done lending banner? I've not got it. It don't matter. I think I've put pictures of it up before when I did it. Ben Sibold, fairy power spray used to be brilliant, but they changed the recipe some years back now, and it softens resin now, according to some things I've read online. Ben Sibold, have we had you in before, my friend? Does it ring any bells to me? Does it ring any bells to you, Ben?
No.
Let us know where you're from, Ben, and it is an absolute pleasure to have you, buddy. But yeah, fairy power spray. I know there was 2 recipes when I first heard about it, which was a few years ago. And people were saying one worked and one didn't. I think maybe the one in America or something still works, but the one here didn't.
It was something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something. Steve says, when you commission making terrain, Steve, hashtag sage advice. Someone's actually contacted me today about a board, and the problem with terrain making is you paint a few minis, you put them in a box, take them to the post office and hand them over and pay your postage, and they're gone. You make a 4 foot by 4 foot board, it costs about 300 quid to ship it unless I deliver it, which is fine if someone's like within an hour away, because I'll just charge them for fuel. But if the top end of Scotland or back end of nowhere, then, or in America, then it causes issues. It's not really worth. Well, I don't know. Some people might say do it anyway, but
they want a Crow official board.
Yeah, but then the problem is I get attached to my terrain stuff. So if I make a cool board, I want to keep it.
Selling Bjorn's house, did it?
No, but I've regretted it ever since.
Yeah, true.
I've regretted it ever since. I bring it up quite a lot. I've actually got. Let me show you here what I've got. Where is it?
You always do this. You come back.
No, I've got it because I moved it today.
I can't find it.
I've got it. Hopefully everything will fall on the floor. Right. So it might not show up well on camera, but before when I did it, no, you can't really see it.
No,
but it's pencil outline of the footprint because the footprint for the Bayon's house that I did is true scale to 28mm miniatures. It's it's bang on scale. So I've got the footprint there to do it again. I've kept it all. I must have sold that 3 years ago, that Bayon's house, and I've kept that all these years. And I am gonna do every now and again. I pick that up and I look at it and I think, shall I make a start? I think, I'll do it tomorrow. And I never do.
You're gonna do it tomorrow then?
I'll do it when I finish the Skilliath. I'll do it. I'll do it before the lockdown's over.
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, it'd be good to have that on the table for scouring.
Yeah. I loved that house. I should have never sold it. I said no. Devin kept saying, "Go and sell it." I was like, no, and he kept just shouting numbers at me. I was like, no, yeah, I'll sell it for that all day long. Where are we up to? Skull
Do
Munch.
head in.
Down my head in. And then, flipping heck, it's just jumped an absolute load.
Shall I jump in then? So Dirk says, yes,
Yeah.
I see you guys on YouTube and really enjoying it. Thanks, man. Following you since then. Currently working on Boromir with Banner. Banner freehand makes me crazy. Do you have any good tips how to freehand?
Yes.
From me, nope.
Yes. Don't do it. Make transfers. Basically, right, you know what? I'll make a video, but I'll tell you now what to do. Go on eBay and buy clear water transfer paper. Get the image that you want. So get an image, a nice high detail image of Boromir's banner. Put it into Photoshop. Put the scale ratio. Put it to 100%. Hold Boromir with his banner up to the screen, and make it so it fits. And then click print. Print it off, and you've got the transfer. It's done. It's that easy. It's that easy.
You lost me at Photoshop.
I'll do a video.
Yeah, do a video.
It's dead easy. It's dead easy. I was amazed how easy it was and how well it turned out. It's really big for model railway enthusiasts. Do it all the time. You know, for printing like posters and mini posters and like shop signs and stuff like that. So that's where I got the idea from. It's dead easy. It's dead easy. But yeah, Skull Munch.
It says ring ring. I think it's good. That's when your phone was ringing. So
is that how far behind the chat we are?
We're way behind.
Oh, we'll have to fire through these. We'll have to fire through them.
I don't think we're going to get on to our topic tonight.
I know, yeah. So they must have been able to hear it. You must have been able to hear the phone ring then. So I do apologise.
I couldn't hear it. Yeah. Patlock says, I don't know why, but recently every time I hear about Gollum, I have a strong desire to get the Hobbit era Gollum with fish model. I've got one of them, and it almost came out the other day. And now that I painted that Gollum, I'm quite happy with how my Gollum turned out. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. You got that's the one. One of the left one I painted, but
Gollum for days. Gollum for days, mate.
Yeah. I was very tempted to paint it, but it's a cool little model. That.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Really. And Patlock says, it's such a happy pose. That is probably one of the only Gollum poses where he's actually either not looking sinister or not looking like sneaky. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the only where he kind of looks a little bit like happy.
Yeah. Guys agrees, and he says, "Bye. Have to go see a documentary about Chernobyl for school."
See you later, buddy. Thanks.
Good luck. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Good luck. Reese says, "Yeah, they're on the shelf at the moment, Ben. We'll get around to the Pirates." People saying bye to geese. Jean-Luc says, "I agree. It's a long process. Personally, I've been painting NMM for probably 8 to 9 years, and I didn't understand the basics of it for a while until I stepped back and kept to the basics." I think that's the best advice that I can give to anyone. NMM, I've never even attempted it, and I'm not there yet. I'm not ready to attempt it because I'm still trying to master other techniques. I'm still trying to master blending still. I think my blending's all right, but I think it could be better. So I'm just going to keep going until I do that. And the thing is, non-metallic, it involves a lot of blending. So there's no point in me jumping on trying non-metallic till I'm happy with my blending, if that makes sense. But yeah, totally agree.
Do you know, I've tried watching a few tutorials about it on YouTube and stuff like that. It doesn't resonate with me at all, and I don't know whether. I don't know. I think sometimes the videos are really, really long, and I don't think they show an awful lot in each step. There's a lot of talking, but actually, I don't think they actually really show you step by step what they're doing, if that makes sense. And I don't know if it's just because the process does take that long.
Yeah.
It's not something that really resonates with me at all. And I would say I'm quite happy with how my painting is at the moment. I'm not going out to win any awards. So
I just think with non-Mets, this is going to sound harsh but I think unless you know what you're doing, it doesn't look great.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. I can look at a model and appreciate the effort that's gone into it. But maybe I'm biased because and you've been there as well, but I have stood there and watched Tommy spend a lot of time painting that dude fully non-metallic, and it is probably the most amazingly painted miniature that I've ever seen firsthand in front of me being painted.
Mm-hmm.
But he was painting that for about 6 months.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, granted, he never sat down at his desk like and spent, done like 3-4 hours. It was always just bits. He'd do little bits. But watching his skill set and how he does it, and seeing how well that looks, I'd always be comparing what I'm doing. And I know you shouldn't, but I would always compare what I'm doing to that. And the last thing I want to be doing is comparing anything I'm doing to something Tommy Toole's doing.
yeah, exactly.
Because I'm just setting myself up for a major fall. But you know what I mean? I'm not there yet. Like the blends, he'll happily spend an hour blending a kneecap.
Yeah. But I'm not happy to do that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I think I can comfortably. It depends on the hero, but like if I spend, it's difficult to tell when you're painting, isn't it? Because if you've got something on in the background and things, you can easily lose track of time. But if let's say I spend 5 hours on a hero overall, and one that I've painted well, like a mounted hero or something like that. That is kind of about the right amount of time in my eyes for how I want to spend on a hero. I don't want to spend any more than that. Now I could probably spend more time on it and get it looking better, but it's that time investment into it. Is it worth it for me? And personally, I don't think it is. And I think it depends what you're painting for as well. I'm not painting to win awards. I'm not. Some people. James Collard from Brushstroke. Now, how long would it take him to paint an army?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was him. I'm pretty sure he told me he's never painted an army.
Yeah, well, I think the closest he's got is the
Corsairs.
Knights.
Which Knights?
Swan Knights of Dol Amroth.
He did his Corsairs. Remember he did the Corsairs? He did his Corsairs. He did his Corsairs on the beach. Do you remember?
Yeah,
and that was, but I think only equated to like 300 points.
Yeah.
So
exactly. So and obviously his painting is a really high standard. He spends a lot of time on each individual model.
He's a prime example of blocking in neat.
Yes, he is.
Prime example. His colours are so neat. His lines are so neat and precise, and he can paint a model and not go like too far with it, and it still looks beautiful because it's so neat. Because that's his style. Is very neat. But yeah, I know what you mean. I haven't got time for that. YouTube channel, mate. We ain't got time for that. No, have time for that.
Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that. And I just want to get armies done a lot, especially just the rank and file stuff. On hero we'll spend a bit longer, but on troops I just want to get them done generally.
Yeah.
But from Gianluca, the first thing I do when I teach painting is how to hold and clean a paintbrush. Most people do not know the various grips of painting, then how to block paint colours cleanly. Yeah, very true.
Very true.
And then Steve Bonner says, I can take a year out and still paint in batches of about 40 models at a time. Painting, Justin says, painting uses muscle memory, so yes, you can lose it if you don't keep it up. Yeah, very true. Pat Block, I try to paint at least once a week, optimally twice during weekends, as I usually don't have any strength left to paint after work. I feel a bit like that at times. If you've had a bit of a tough day, you sit down at the painting desk and you're like, I just don't want to build anything, or I don't want to paint anything.
Yeah.
You kind of get those moments. How often do you paint, Steve? Do you paint most days?
So sometimes I'll go like 3-4 days where I paint every day. But then I could go 3-4 days and not paint. It totally varies. It depends if I need to get something painted. Depends. Might be at a loose end. I'm trying to sort of do more terrain stuff now because I think that's where my thing is.
That's what you always used to be like known as the terrain, like Middle Earth terrain person. That's what you were known for, isn't it?
Yeah. And then I started the YouTube channel that really sort of put a spanner in the works with that because I was trying to learn how to be a YouTuber, try to learn how stuff works, learn how camera works, how streaming technology works, how microphones work, blah blah. It all sounds stupid, but you know,
Yeah.
you've seen me sit in the studio for 5-6 hours trying to get my head round the tiniest little thing.
Why does that not work?
Like
Or
why my cam link won't flipping work now. Why my cam link worked on my 4K a week ago and now it won't work, and I don't know why, and I've tried everything and it's really annoying, really
yeah,
annoying. But
yeah, yeah, that's true. That is
right,
very.
let's fire through these. Let's fire through these. Where are we?
I've learned after I paint a section on a model, I need to sit on it for about a day and let it sink in. I initially hate everything I've done, but I have that as a drive to achieve my best. Makes sense. Will Pintar, I'll be on that video like a tramp on chips. Finished work for a week now, so it'll be up. No excuses for you, Ben.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I've got high hopes for Will with the dancing video.
Yeah.
For anyone who's not seen it, if you go on, you won't find it on the channel because it's unlisted. But if you go in the Top Table Gaming Facebook community Facebook group, if you search that Top Table Gaming Community Facebook group, and you search for my post, you'll see a post that I did where I laid down a challenge because for some reason my kids got me into TikTok. And I now spend probably 3-4 hours a day just sit watching TikTok videos, and one of them is the dance to Blinding Light by, what's his name, Weekend, isn't it? The Weekend. And there's like a little thing what loads of people are doing, and I did it, and it was embarrassing, but I did it. This guy needs to do it. This guy here, he'll be doing it next. He's got Lycra. He's going for it. I know. Between once you do yours and once Will does his, we need to make sure that Jay does his.
Jay does it, yeah.
Jay keeps like posting things in the group, don't he? Saying, "Oh, yeah, it's for kids TikTok." Coming up with all the excuses. I'm like, shut up and get it done.
TikTok videos.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Check it out anyway. If you want to see me dance like an idiot, check it out. It's funny. I did like a little weird skit at the beginning.
Yeah. I've got an idea for mine. Got an idea.
Get it done, lad. Get it done. There's only us watching. It's only us in the whole world.
True. Yeah, it's only out on the internet for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Jean-Luc says, is it okay if we post our Instagram in this chat to look at? If it will post up, then go for it.
You can try it. Yeah, you can try it. They used to be able to put. You guys used to be able to post links, and then YouTube changed something in the chat so that only like the hosts can post links. But you can try it. See if it works. Great.
If it doesn't work, get on the Top Table Gaming Community Facebook page and post it up in the. We have a Check Me Out Tuesday post that obviously goes out on a Tuesday. I know it's Wednesday today. But go in there anyway. Post it up in there. We don't allow external links out on the group itself, and the reason for that is it just ended up becoming like a bit of a loads of people.
It's like an advertisement group,
and they didn't participate in the community at all. And it just became like a bit of a dumping ground for videos. And then what happened was people who are just in the community to be part of it and to join in and jump in on our streams and stuff. Well, actually, the stuff that they were posting was just going missing. So just post it up in that Check Me Out Tuesday post, and I will have a look and give you a follow. Pat says, thanks to home office recently, I paint during some evenings, though that's very good for the painting skills. Makes sense. Green Trees asks, Steve, when is that terrain vid coming?
Which one?
Was it your board build?
Yeah, it's uploaded. I think Jay's releasing a video, his hobby vlog tomorrow. So be after that. Yeah, Saturday-ish. Yeah, it's coming. It's done. It's uploaded. It's ready to go. Yeah. Just try to fit it in the schedule.
Yeah. Patrick says, thanks for the biostrip suggestion. I'll try to find a Polish version. Carl Daly, will a metallic silver spray for cars work as an okay replacement for lead belcher in these dark days? Test it out on an unloved miniature.
Test it out on a bit of sprue or something. I wouldn't. Silver spray for cars aren't in like car normal spray. If it's not a primer, isn't that gloss?
It might be, but then
because you don't want gloss because you glue the rest of your paint won't stick to it. So when you're painting over it won't stick to it. You don't want gloss. Yeah. Just try it and see. Try it on something you don't care about, and then see what happens.
I guess in a pinch, what you could do though is just prime it, and then just lead belcher with like a bigger brush over it, so that you're kind of going over. I know it's not going to be quite as quick as just lead belching the whole lot, but I guess that would probably be what I would do if I didn't have a lead belcher spray. In all honesty. Green Tree, I've got an actual house that needs painting, but I'll stick to terrain. Yeah, so have I. I'm not saying that too loudly because
She's there.
she'll
You
get
just see a
ideas.
hand appear from the side and slap you.
Yeah, why haven't you done it yet? Actually, we were trying to get hold of paint, but everywhere's sold out because everybody was obviously at home doing all the DIY and stuff. Um, so it's chaos out there. But yeah, so you might be lucky and you might not be able to get the paint that you want anyway. Mike Blake, haven't seen Mike Blake in the chat for a little while. Hi,
No,
all.
welcome, man.
Work has been hectic, but on my days off, I'm working on my trees. Lovely and therapeutic. Sounds good. Mike Blake, hi GT, Green Tree. Look forward to seeing more vids from you, mate.
Aren't we all?
We are
Green
indeed.
Tree.
It's been a little while. I know you've had a lot of stuff on Green Tree. But yeah, I always like seeing your videos pop up. Ben Sibbald, I've not been here before in Newcastle nowadays.
Welcome, Ben. Good to have you, pal.
The name didn't sound familiar, so.
How did you find us, Ben? Got loads of Bens. There's loads of Bens in the community. I've noticed that.
It's a great name. It's a great name. Green Tree says, I don't actually have any projects on the go at the moment, but hopefully soon. Get some stuff underway, mate. It'd be great to see it. Jack says, finally caught one live. Keep up the good work on the channel, gents. Thank you very much,
Thanks,
Jack.
Man.
Whereabouts are you from?
Which Jack is it? Is it a Jack we know? Or is it a new Jack? Let us know, Jack. Let us know.
Oh yeah, let us know. It's just Jack. Chris Rain says, true scale Minister or Helm's Deep. I think that's a question. Which would you?
Oh no, I think he was asking about when I said it's true. The Bayon's house was true scale.
Oh right, okay, yeah, fair enough.
It's true. It's proper scale. Proper scale, mate.
Says freehand is awesome. Yeah,
if it's done well, it's very awesome. But if it's not,
yeah. As Pavlok says, freehand is 95% of frustration, leading to 5% of incredible satisfaction.
Yeah.
If you get it right, I'm guessing it looks fantastic. But all the freehand that I'm probably again a bit of a lazy painter really, and I don't really attempt freehand. It's something I should probably try at some stage, but again, I just don't trust my skill enough to then.
That's the thing. It goes back to what we were saying before. Like, I'm not there yet. I'm not at that stage where I could freehand a tree of Gondor. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Maybe in a few years, I reckon I could paint a tree of Gondor, but then the problem with doing like a banner, you've got to do it twice, and it's got to look the same.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That is the problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, the transfers are the way forward for me.
Yeah, definitely. Patlock says, if you have a burglary and the golem goes missing, that'll be me, Steve. So you've got that on camera now. We know who it was. Nick Gardner, I like the art of non-metallic metal, but for tabletop, I dislike how they have to be viewed from a specific angle to get the effect. It's not something I've really thought of before, but yeah, I guess it's true. I've not seen a lot of non-metallic metal in the flesh, I must admit. Patrick says, I have a rule when I look at photos of incredible miniatures, take inspiration, but don't compare unless you're absolutely sure you won't feel bad afterwards. I tend not to feel bad about looking at other people's miniatures, but I think it's just, there is an element of, you want to compare yourself to other people, but yeah, I never feel bad about it. I'm quite, I kind of sit there in admiration of other people's work, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Gianluca agrees. Comparing is only good if you're actually thinking of wanting to improve in mind. Never good to be negative. Studying a lot of other works is great for inspiration and understanding what colours should go and such. Yeah, absolutely. Mike Blake, I've enjoyed catching up on the bids here on TTG. Feel like you've been out of it forever. Yeah, glad to have you back in, mate. You used to be a regular, so it's really nice to have you back.
Yeah, definitely.
Bo Hammer's in. Hi, Tim. Hi, guys.
With his catchphrase. With his little catchphrase, what have I missed? just us trying to keep up with the chat, mate.
yeah. The chat is going wild tonight. Well, we've not stopped chatting actually, have we? But there's been some cool topics.
Yeah.
Steve, delete your TikTok account. Save yourself.
No, mate. I'm in now. I'm in deep. I'm involved. I'm in the TikTok community now. That's it.
Yeah.
Wait till you see what's coming. Gianluca.
Oh yeah, sorry, Gianluca. Let's see if this works. Hope you guys like Silmarillion stuff. I can't see a link, so maybe it's not in there. Green Tree says, I can't click on people's image to view their channels anymore on live chats. It's a shame because I used to find some good channels. Yeah, it was.
I think it was a weird move by YouTube to do that, because if anything, that helps you. It helps, like, you know, it helps you discover things that you might not normally discover.
Yeah.
But
it's Mike Blake just says that's how he discovered Green Tree.
yeah, I think you can still do it. So it's only live chat though. So if you want to post your link to, was it your Instagram? Was it in the actual comments on the bottom of the video? You can do it that way. You just can't do it in the live chat. Yeah, where were we up to, mate?
Steve Bonner, yeah, I've noticed a massive increase in the community's work output, which saddens me as to how little I'm doing. But as I'm still working and spending time with family, I'll just need to get my finger out. Yeah, everyone's got different priorities, and obviously at the moment, some people are off work, some people aren't. So don't feel bad about it. Just do what you can when you can.
Yeah.
Pat Block says, I'm so glad you can't. Oh, it's jumped. I'm so glad you can't click on images to view channels. I don't want my silly gameplay videos to be easily accessible. Ben Sibbald, I think I found the channel through the Reddit post about what to add next to Pelennor Fields box set. Oh, that's
cool.
That's good. Yeah, I think I posted that was before Christmas now. I think I posted that up.
Yeah.
Glad you followed from Reddit. I don't post a huge amount in there, but yeah, I need to start posting up a little bit more. I think it's a bit of a weird one, because sometimes you'll post, if you post a video on Facebook or something, it has a really good reception and people sort of tend to like it. But on Reddit, people just either sometimes downvote it, or there's almost a very different
clientele.
A very different group of people on Reddit. So I don't quite know what the deal is there. Pat Block says, from what I remember, the most recent videos are a way to practice English. They are the VODs of my Twitch stream that I no longer do.
I've just accepted Gianluca into the Facebook group, by the way.
Oh,
that's why I looked like I was preoccupied, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was doing the admin.
Jack says, don't think we've met before, but I'm part of the East Anglia Hobbit community. Work life tends to limit my hobby to the Essex/London area. Been a bit more active in the community over the last year or two. Excellent.
Awesome.
Make sure, when all this is over, I think you need to spread your wings from the Essex/London area and come up to Manchester.
Yeah.
For a weekend of gaming. That'll be awesome. Gianluca, where are we? Jack says, a regular watch of your SBG content. Thank you very much, buddy.
Cheers, brother.
Dirk says, unfortunately, I need to step out. Hope I can join more often nowadays. I will join a Facebook group to stay up to date. Thanks so much. Good night. Good night, my friend. And I think
we're up to date at last.
Are we up to date?
It's only took us an hour and 10 minutes.
Wow.
An hour and 10 minutes.
Lot of chat.
That's a first that it's took us that long to get through the chat.
Amount of chat.
Yeah. So,
what are we going to chat about tonight, Stevie boy?
Well, first off, what we'll do, because we're about to. I mean, we touched on it previously. I mean, we'll be totally honest. There isn't a great deal going on in the world, so we are going to be touching on something that we spoke about before, but we're just going to be expanding on it a little bit. But whilst we're doing that, if you guys have any questions for us, whether it's to do with the topic that we're going to talk about with or not, that's fine. Ask away, pop them in the chat, and it helps us get to know you guys a little bit better, and vice versa. And we'll answer what we can. But we're going to talk about. We all know that the Quest for the Ring Bearer book is due out soon. When are we thinking, Ben? Are we thinking about 3 months?
Yeah. So I'm just trying to think back, because I'm thinking, when did the Scouring the Shire come out? Was that about August, September time, maybe?
And when did it get announced? Was it Warhammer Fest?
Yeah,
when we were at Warhammer Fest.
Warhammer Fest. We were, yeah. So and that was in May. So June, July. I'm sure it was August time, maybe August, September, maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it will be kind of 3 or 4 months. I think it will definitely be kind of next quarter. I think we've seen everything that we're going to see for Rohan for now.
Yeah.
Obviously we've got the end still to come.
Yeah.
which I think we might. Do you think we might see them? Because there's more previews coming this weekend. Do you think we might see them?
I'm very, very hopeful. I mean, but we've got to bear in mind that we were all expecting that new AIM model.
Mm-hmm.
Not that one. We didn't know exactly how cool it was going to be, but we were all expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
We've only just been shown it, so it's not been released yet. So there still could be, we still could get the Ents. We're going to get teasers this weekend. I'm hoping for that. I would like to see pictures of the Ents or an Ent kit, and maybe a profile or a page from the book.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be over the moon with that, but I'm happy with whatever we get.
Yeah, I think that would be ace. That
Yeah.
I think it's quite good how Games Workshop there is, they're not giving us a huge amount, but actually there is quite a lot, and I like the fact that they've kind of spread it out because we've had two consecutive weekends. We didn't have anything last weekend, but then we've got another preview coming this weekend, so they're kind of spreading it out quite well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which is good. I think it's just sort of keeping us all on our toes. I think it was all stuff that we would have probably heard about at Adepticon.
Yes.
But obviously in May, which is a couple of weeks away, we would have had Warhammer Fest as well, so they would probably have been announcing stuff there as well. So I think we'll probably get a few more.
Do you know what as well? The Warhammer Fest stuff, we normally get little surprise releases at Warhammer Fest.
Yeah.
So if you remember, we got the Hobbit Hole one time. We got the Monmouth War Leader.
And we got the Goblin Mercenaries.
Yeah, there was like we always get like little things. Yeah, we always get like little things at Warhammer Fest. So I reckon there could be not this Saturday, maybe not this Saturday, but maybe the week by the end of the month. I reckon there could be a nice little surprise release that we weren't expecting.
Do you reckon?
That's what I'm hoping for. I mean, I won't be like gutted or disappointed if we don't, but I just think if that was in the schedule to be released, why not? Everyone's at home wanting new stuff. The problem is they can't actually know I'm lying because they can't order it, can they?
No, unless they do it as a pre-order.
Yeah, maybe.
I've got no idea what Games Workshop are planning.
That didn't even enter my head then. I was more thinking about the releases at Warhammer Fest. Maybe who knows? But I think there's stuff. I think there's definitely stuff that was due to be released early summer that is now going to be put back. But the benefit of it being put back is we might get like a splurge of. Did you like that? A splurge of releases. Yeah. Splurge of releases when everything starts to get back to normal, which will be fantastic. But yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, this we branch off too much, man. So in the book, there was the mention of the Fantasy Fellowship, and we're not going to focus all our efforts into that tonight, but that was kind of our loose topic. So we want to know from you guys how you think it'll work. What other heroes? What'll be you mentioned like hero pools, didn't you, Ben? About you wouldn't just be able to choose any like 9
heroes because obviously you have Gil-galad, Glorfindel, Aragorn, that's kind of what you do. But I think how do you think it'll work? Do you think there will be? Do you think they'll kind of forego timelines?
Well, I was really unsure, and I went on the internet because we couldn't find where the Fantasy Fellowship was, whether it was in the Best of White Dwarf or it was in a specific White Dwarf magazine, or if it was in Battle Games of Middle Earth. I've got a memory of it being in Battle Games of Middle Earth, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm sure it's in a White Dwarf, and I was reading somewhere. I think it's in 290, but I couldn't find the copy, and I was sure it was in the Best of White Dwarf, the Fellowship one as well, but I haven't got that.
Yeah, I've got it here. I couldn't find it. I've been scouring through these and I couldn't find it. But I found one of the old forum posts. Basically, what this is, whether it's going to stick to what the old one was. Someone put on that apparently it was you can have 700 points of heroes. Mm-hmm. You must take 9 heroes to replace the current members of the Fellowship. You must also pick a ring bearer and companion who count as part of your 9. So you couldn't. If you take Frodo, you've got to take Sam. Mm-hmm. If you take Bilbo, you've got to take Gandalf. If you take Elrond, you've got to take Isildur. So there's kind of restrictions like that, which Could work. Could work.
I think to keep it balanced, obviously you're going to have like a points limit, I guess, because otherwise, if you have, a 600 point fellowship is going to do very, vastly differently to an 800 point fellowship. Because obviously everything's pointed according to how good they are in game.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how they do that. I think the way I would almost like to see it is that they have pools of heroes. So, you've got your ring bearer who would either be Frodo, Bilbo, who else could there be? I guess Isildur could be. I guess Gollum could be
Could be.
one of the ring bearers.
Why not?
I don't know if he'd be overly keen, but I think you will have like a set of ring bearers to choose from. Obviously the companions you've already mentioned that you'd have Sam, Gandalf. Who else do you reckon they could be as companions? Oh, Elrond obviously was one of the suggestions there.
I think because they'd have to have wizards. So I think you'd have a choice of wizards. Might be obviously Gandalf, Radagast, Saruman.
Well, I think you could have Galadriel.
Yes.
Would be quite cool in there.
Yeah.
But I think it would be quite cool because if let's say you go for as the ring bearer and the companion, you go for let's say Elrond and Isildur. Obviously, they're a big chunk of points.
Mm.
So that would mean that your caster or the Gandalf substitute would have to probably be somebody who isn't as good. So would you who are the lower kind of level casters in the game?
How much is Radagast?
150.
Mm.
So would you have to take let's say
you'd have to or you'd have to go like your big. You'd have like sort of mid-range like heroes, like you'd forego like a Boromir, and you'd have maybe Faramir. Something like that.
An Aragorn you might have.
Yeah, where you go over the top on points somewhere in the Fellowship, you'd have to drop points and have a lesser hero.
So maybe so right. You might have to just take kind of a named hero. 3-3-1-1. Might Will and Fate kind of hero rather than a 3-3-3. Aragorn or as you say a Boromir or something.
There might be certain roles might have to be a certain tier on the heroic chart.
Yeah, perhaps
that could be something.
That's another thought. But for example, like you could replace Legolas with Haldir. It would be kind of like an elven archer kind of equivalent. But what is he? 30 points cheaper than 35 points cheaper than Legolas. So that would kind of eat into some of your points. I think it'd be quite. I don't think they'll want to be too restrictive with it because obviously it's meant to be a fun way to play. Nobody's going to, this isn't going to be a competitive way to play. It's just going to be kind of a fun way to play the scenarios that I'm guessing are going to be in the book.
Yeah.
But with an alternative sort of different fellowship. It will be interesting to see how they kind of do that without being too restrictive, but also giving you the flexibility to kind of take what you want to take.
Yeah, and I think they'll do it as a. I think they've actually mentioned it. It's going to be there's going to be like a fellowship sort of campaign, which might be maybe nine of the 28 scenarios that are in the book might be, part of the campaign, which would be quite cool. It's a fun little addition. It's going to be interesting to see how they do it, because there might be options in there that we could never even envisage, because there might be some models that we don't know about yet.
Are they going to stick to sort of timelines? Because obviously, if you take Isildur, he was dead long before the Fellowship of the Ring kind of took place.
The Matrix might come into it, mate.
Yeah, exactly. There might be kind of wormholes and all sorts. But I'm thinking from like as a replacement for Gimli, might you be able to take the old ballad, or take young Thorin or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It would be. I think now, compared to what they used to be in the old Fantasy Fellowship days, there is a huge, massive, much bigger pool of heroes that you can choose from now.
Yeah.
Like you could play all of the dwarves from The Hobbit instead of Gimli. Do you know what I mean? There's loads to choose from. So as I say, it'll be interesting to see how they do that. Whether it will just be you have to choose, X number of warriors or X number of heroes at this points level, or whether they'll have pools of heroes that you can choose from for each one. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how they do that.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see.
Kind of hoping to see with it.
It, I'm just sorry. I'm just skimming through the comments to see if anyone knows if it was in any of the best of the White Dwarf things, and I could dig it out, but no one's mentioned it. Yeah, what do you guys think? Did you play the Fantasy Fellowship in its first incarnation?
The reason I think it was in White Dwarf is because I remember playing it when I was younger, and I remember that the number of models that we had was very kind of low compared to we didn't have the breadth of models. So I remember we took Faramir rather than Boromir. I remember we took Galadriel rather than Gandalf. Trying to remember who else there was, but we were quite limited on what we could take. I don't know if that was just because that was what the rules stated, or whether that was all we had to play with. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this. I think it'll be quite fun.
Yeah. Should we see what?
Would anybody like to see battle reports with a Fantasy Fellowship on the channel?
I think it'd be fun. Yeah, I think it'd be fun. I think we should definitely do like a little series if we run through, because basically between the three of us, the three hosts, we could get our heads together and come up with a Fantasy Fellowship, and
or do we put it to the people as a bit of a poll?
Yeah, and we just alternate which host plays different. Let's say there's 9 scenarios. If the three of us play 3 scenarios each, and just alternate where they are, just to mix it up a little bit, and the other two can then dissect what they did in game at the end as the post battle bat rep.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That'd be quite cool.
Yeah,
that'd be quite cool. What's all the mistakes that Jay makes?
Or that you get some extra light.
And keep reminding him that normal man-sized models can only move 6 inches, not 7. But no, that'd be fun. Right, let's just jump back in the chat. We'll come back to this in a second. Stick a pin in it because we don't want the chat to run away with us again. Sac de Lamotte is back. Welcome, my friend, and welcome back. Not seen you in the chat for a while. It's good to have you back. Nick Gardner, how do you determine how big to make terrain pieces? There's loads of videos on how to make them, but not discussing their dimensions.
That's an interesting one.
It depends what you want, because sometimes, for instance, if you look at the GW Minas Tirith and Helm's Deep, there was a conscious decision that they were massively small in scale to what they should be, but then they've got to make them affordable and people be able to store them. Storage is a big issue for terrain people. Like I've got tons of terrain. We've got a room dedicated to terrain at the studio, which we had to rent another room solely to put the terrain in and the boards. So you've got to think about that as well. So sometimes going small with your scale is good, but I am very much in the vein that I've got a real thing now, and it's because of Luke's APS, about trees being small. Like wargaming trees are tiny, like scale wise compared to your miniatures. They're tiny compared to if you go outside and like a real oak tree is huge. A real oak tree to 28mm scale would probably be a foot tall.
Yeah,
wouldn't it? It would be a foot tall, easy.
I think there is. I completely get what you're saying, and I get why Luke's got to be in his bonnet about it. But I think obviously it's not playable as well. A lot of the time it is just to have something there to block your line of sight. But if it's going for something that is there to look good as well, then obviously you want it to be, would probably have to be a foot tall rather than,
which
normally about this tall, aren't they? Which are like twice the height of your models.
Yeah, I try and not have any trees now that are less than 120mm, and even that small. That's it for scale wise. It's small. The trunk of the tree is less than the waist of most miniatures, which is not realistic unless you're going into like a baby forest. But like you say, for playing purposes, it doesn't really make that much difference. But it's just more aesthetics when you start building terrain. These things start coming up. But I try and get as much true scale as possible within reason. I made bag end as true scale as I could, and it worked out that bag end wasn't really playable on a board. It was too big.
Yeah.
Do you remember before I cut it? Before I cut it up, you could plonk it on the board. You couldn't put much else on the board. So I ended up cutting two sides of it. Now it sits in the corner of the Hobbit board, so you just got the front facade. Yeah, which broke my heart to do, but makes it far more playable. So yeah, good question.
You do that with like a chop saw or something.
I did it with a handsaw, mate.
Did you?
Oh, was it? Oh yeah, I did it with a handsaw, but I had to go because the bottom was MDF. I had to jigsaw the bottom of it.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah. So.
Fair enough.
Joe Holzman, Scouring of the Shire was released in June/July, as there was questions about it in the doubles quiz at the end of July.
It was a couple of months then, but that was quite a small scale release, wasn't it, compared to the other release we've had, and there was no plastic.
It's funny how our perception of the Scouring is. We see it like that. Oh, that was a small release, but it was huge.
It was huge. Don't get me wrong.
Was it 14? We got 14 new miniatures.
That's how Games Workshop described it, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They it was a small release, and it wasn't.
They made it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't something they had planned long term to. I think obviously it was long term on the cards, but it wasn't something that they had on the cards kind of right there and then. It was more that they had a slot that needed to be filled, so they managed to pull this out the bag and do it. And Jay wrote the rules in 2 weeks. So I don't know, maybe because it's a bigger release. Because bear in mind that we heard about Warren Rohan at Ardcom. So that was August, so that's September, October, November. That's 4 months that we had to wait then for that release to come out. So maybe we could be waiting 4 months, I guess. For it. So again, we could be looking maybe June, July time. They've just told us about it a little bit sooner.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. We know it's coming.
Summer.
I'd be happy to wait a little bit longer if in between then we get the Ents and we get AMA released. I'm fine with that. Like I've got any say in it. Like anyone listens. I'm fine with that. I'll allow it. Like it's up to me. Mike Blake says, has anyone taken advantage of the GW voucher scheme?
Nope.
I haven't. I'm trying to watch the pennies at the minute. I've got to be careful because we don't know how long this is going to go on. I spoke about before, self-employed, so barring bits of commissions and stuff like that, I personally have got no income coming in, so I have to be a little bit careful with expenditure.
I think I will be, but it depends what happens with my work situation. At the moment, I am working from home, but if they decide to furlough me, then obviously, your bills and things take priority. So I'm just waiting to find out what goes on with that. It is a great offer, though. It is essentially Games Workshop giving you a 10% voucher when you spend £50.
Yeah.
Which is something they've never done before, ever.
No.
So
for me, it's the Forge World side of it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking.
Because the GW stuff.
We can pick up.
I buy stuff from GW because I can't because I'm invested in this game. I will buy from GW. Like probably once a month, I'll spend some money with GW direct. But a majority of I'd say probably 70% of my hobby spend goes through Element Games. So you get the discount anyway. But it's for Forge World stuff, it's a great deal. Yeah. Steve says the GW preview on the 18th. What do you guys think will be in it? Book preview, Forge World, Ent Hero models. Pretty much that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping for. I hope so. It'd be really good to see some more Middle Earth stuff. I think the hype that Middle Earth's getting at the minute, I might have like rose tinted glasses on because I'm sort of in and around the community, but it is as I'm in some 40k groups as well. There just seems to be a lot more celebration for the Hobbit leaks than there is for the other stuff.
Something that I was thinking about the other day is, in other groups, 40k things, people they play a certain army.
Yes.
You know, it's like I'm a Space Force player, I'm a Tau player, you know, whatever it is. But people are they play a specific army, or they might have two armies, and that is it. You know, if something for Middle Earth comes out and I really like the model, I'd be happy to buy it, even if it's from an army that I don't play.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that the Middle Earth community seems to be a bit more like that, and I think that's why you don't kind of get some of this toxicity and this kind of very negative thing. Oh well, you're a I'm trying to think of a,
You
you know,
try to think of something to say about swearing.
you're an Iron Hands player. Oh, you know, you're just you know, a metaphor. You know, but you know, people, you know, it's not about kind of just stuff being good. It's a cool model, and it's cool from the films that the films that I know, and the characters that I love from the books and things. And I think that there's a very different attitude towards Middle Earth than there is to other Games Workshop games. You know, there's always negativity about within other systems.
Yeah.
About, you know, if there's a release, you'll get 50% of people that are like, great, okay, that's not 25% of people that are like, oh my god, that's amazing. You'll get about 50% of people that are like, does not for an army that I play. And you get 1% of people that you know, actively despise it, and they tear it to shreds and find fault with it. Very rarely do you get that in the Middle Earth community.
No.
And in any of the groups, and I know there are certain groups out there that are probably a little bit more negative than others, shall we say? You know, the GBHL tends to be a very positive place.
Well, it's pleased to be that.
Yeah. Not that they don't, you know, that you discourage negativity, but actually sometimes there's people that are just negative for negativity's sake.
We spoke about this on Sunday with Damien, and we touched on it because someone said something that I can't remember what it was, but basically with the GBHL, I mean, I'm an admin on GBHL, so I'm not as strict as some of the other admins that are on the GBHL. There's things that I'll let slide. I'm quite open to people having an opinion. I'm happy for people to have an opinion. The thing that gets me is when someone has a negative opinion, lets you know that their opinion is negative, but then keeps letting you know that, keeps hitting it home, or the posts that are specifically put up there to provoke a reaction. And the reason being is, again, I don't have anything against anyone saying whatever they want on the internet. I don't want to be like a Facebook admin Nazi kind of dude. But sometimes we want this hobby to grow and this community to grow. So if there's a negative thread, you know, and everything that could possibly be said about the subject has been said 10 times over, but people keep commenting, it's going to be at the top of the group all the time. So any new players coming in, that's what they're going to see, and they're going to see all this negativity and And we're not trying to paint a picture that there isn't anything bad in it, because people will find out themselves. But we want to keep the group to be fairly chilled and, you know, how it is. It's a nice place to be. It's a nice group. The amount of comments that group gets from people saying this group's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like, it's so chilled. It's non-toxic. And that's the reason why. So you're always going to get people who go, oh, you can't say what you want in that group. You can. Just watch your language and just don't be a douche, and then you'll be fine.
Just be respectful.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't like something, fine, you can say you don't like it. No one's got a problem with you saying it. But don't keep saying it, and don't tell someone they're wrong because they're saying, well, actually, I like that model. They'll say, oh, no, how can you like that model? It's terrible. Oh, his legs are too small and his nose is too big.
Oh, look at him. You know, the one that I saw quite a lot was, Ava's just, he's been clearly eating too many takeaways. It's like, we've seen one photo of him. You know, everyone said that about Theoden, and like nobody says that about him now. It's a new release, and everyone just wants to find the negatives about the new stuff. I personally, I just don't get it. Just be excited and let other people be excited about stuff.
Yeah, let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. That's the thing. That's the thing. Let's have a look.
Hamas's prediction for the Quest of the Ringbit, new plastic Faramir.
I think we'll get a new Faramir, definitely.
I think we'll get a new Faramir. I don't know whether we'll get a plastic one. I'd love to see it. Faramir's my favourite character.
I think it'll be plastic. I don't think it'll be Forge World.
You reckon?
I think if there was going to be a Forge World release for War in Rohan, another one,
Oh,
it would have been Aima. I think they would have put all the Forge World eggs in that basket.
We're talking about Quest of the Ring Bearer.
Oh, Quest of the Ring Bearer. Oh, apologise. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Pablo?
Says, do you think there will be some wild screenshot opportunities during the next preview stream, like a cheeky sneak peek into the book itself? I'd like to think so. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's fingers crossed. That's not me giving you the finger, Pablo. That's my fingers crossed. Michael Haskell says, years ago I had a Swedish TYW figure with a huge blank metal banner. Wasn't looking forward to it, so I fortified myself with red wine and did a fleur-de-lis pattern. Came out fairly well. Fair dues.
Sounds the right way to do it.
Get it on the group. Get it on the group, Michael. Get it on the group. Green Tree says, would love a surprise release of more Hobbit holes. Green Dragon. Unlikely. Unlikely, but would be fantastic. Steve says, looking forward to the Bree character series and Bree terrain coming later this year. Yeah, that would be my dream. I think we might get Bree folk. I don't know how they make it work, but I just think that this is the perfect opportunity to have some generic civvy type models. Yeah. I just think this is it.
They could do Barnum and Butterbur and what's his name, Nob, the little stable lad. You could do, they could come back, or they could be making an appearance.
I hope so.
I think they would definitely be Forge World.
Yeah, I hope so.
Steve says, what about the Best of Lord of the Rings, Best of White Dwarf, etc. book? That's an exciting one. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'd be good. Really good. They're always good. I mean, I've got the three of them here.
The old ones, yeah.
They're still great books. I still, every now and again, I still read them. Read through them.
Yeah.
Great articles.
I think that's what I've done my fellowship one about. I put it somewhere and I can't find it now. Pablo says, I was thinking whether Shelob can get another model, but couldn't really imagine a pose better than we have. It would have to include a big chunk of rock, like when she was sneaking above Frodo. I don't think we'll get another Shelob. I think it's a little bit too niche.
I don't think we need one.
I don't think we need one.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the one we got.
Yeah, and this makes me sound negative now. I'd like them to.
Take your negativity elsewhere, Ben.
Yeah, I'd like them to focus on other stuff rather than stuff that we've got already a decent model for. If that makes sense.
Like a fellowship.
Yes, like the fellowship.
Because we haven't got enough of them.
No.
I've said this before. I would 100% embrace a new fellowship.
Yeah,
100%. I don't care that we've got 15 Gandalfs. I don't care.
No,
I don't care. Get me a new fellowship all day long.
Dastro says, "Who's doing greetings all?
Welcome, brother. Good to have you back."
Yeah. Steve Bonner says Sam the Ring Bearer. I don't know if he'd be down as a ring bearer or whether he'd just be down as a companion. Pablo says Isildur as ring bearer and an Aryan as a companion. Is that a wild idea?
Different timeline.
Yeah, but if they let you mix timelines.
He's got a profile. He's got a profile coming, so possibly.
Well, at some point.
But I don't think we'll get that profile till the Second Age.
Yeah, I don't think we will.
So
I don't think we will. Public says, doubt an Arryn's dead by the time Isildur got the ring, wasn't he? I've just recalled that. I don't, in all honesty, know a huge amount about an Arryn.
No, I don't really.
But I'd have to have a look into that. He says, fellowship where everybody has an eagle to ride on. No, we're not going to be getting the fellowship riding an eagle.
Yeah.
But he said it would satisfy all the people saying, why didn't they just fly the eagle to Mordor?
Because they're eagles, they're their own being. They're not black cabs, they're not taxis.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, to Mordor, please, Squire.
Yeah,
it don't work like that.
You've been busy.
Time you on till. The international people in this chat now thinking, what are these two on about?
Yeah. My chat's just jumped. So if you could jump in, that would be
Yeah,
great.
Steve says new Goblin Heroes, name Balrog, new Fiefdoms, Kingdoms, Army of Bree, and Black Riders. That's his predictions. Strong predictions. Strong. Green Tree says fly you fools. And GPHL podcast is in. I'm assuming that's Tom Harrison again.
Yeah, it'll be top.
Yeah, our biggest fan, Tom Harrison. Always on
Yeah,
YouTube. Loves it. Loves it. Steve Bonner says Gandalf and Eagle. Gandalf and Eagle.
that would be cool.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet, if I'm honest.
Mm.
I can't see it not happening.
Even if they just did, just like they got with Radagast now, just because we've got eagles and the eagles are decent that we've got now because we've got plastic eagles, and we've got the Guahe model. You know, you could just have him, you know, with his legs kind of separated, so you could just sit him on top.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be cool. Be cool. I think it needs to be done. It needs to be cool. Steve's welcoming Damien for coming along late. Green Tree's welcoming Damien. Reese says, "Be cool to see new plastic Rin Wraith box." Yeah, we touched on this before. The only issue, I think it'd be cool. I totally agree. I always feel like I'm the party pooper when this conversation comes
Yeah,
up.
you are.
But the only reason I say it is I love the metal ring wraiths, and I can't see what they can do to better them because the poses that they are perfect. They're poses that are iconic from the movies. You know, they're the poses that each of the wraiths at some point in the movie that's them poses. Yeah, it'd have to be something really special. Hopefully, because I'm up for anything, me. Like, I am up for anything.
Oh, we know you are.
But we'll see. We'll see. It'd be cool, but I can't see it. I don't think so. Damien says, just watch the sponsored ad for Dollhouse VR before the stream loaded. Can't imagine why anyone thinks we're the target of that demographic for that service.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
A lot of things spring to mind.
Yeah.
But,
Tanya's in. How you doing, Tanya? And Justin says he's just got back. Steve Bonner. Oh, hang on a sec. I've just had a little jump. Steve Bonner says, Steve, give us a poll of what minis you've not got painted yet. Hashtag Hobbit Fellowship. I can't post everything that I'm painting. That's the problem. Reese says Jay will cheat at Fantasy Fellowship. Tries to stick in. I was like, you know him well, Reese. You know him well.
Yeah.
You know what makes me laugh? Jay, in his own little bubble, thinks he tricks everyone that he's a fluffy player.
Oh yeah, he does today.
He won't watch this, so I can say it. He thinks he tricks everyone. Oh, I'm a fluffy player, me. I'm a fluffy player. Yeah, okay, yeah. He looks at what armies are doing well.
Yeah.
Buys it, gets someone else to paint it, and then never plays it.
You know, he got gas balls painting 400 hobbits. They've not seen the table.
Do you know what? I feel quite sorry for him with that actually, because like literally when they were ready to go, like coronavirus hit, and it's like,
yeah, that's true. But then it's Azog army as well. I think other people have used it more than he has.
Yeah, Will's used it more than Jay has. Green Tree says all my terrain just gets chucked in the loft. Yeah, similar. I've got loads of stuff here. I've got a ton of stuff at the studio, and then this is a detached garage, and then so the roof space I put a floor in, so it's a tight loft, but there is a loft. There's like stuff up there as well. There's all boxes and minis up there that have not been seen for years. But yeah, same. And once it's in the loft, outside out of mind, they say, don't they? Justin says, I fortunately have plenty of storage for terrain. Just need to get back into building more for future tournaments. I've found my terrain mojo again of late, and it was doing that display board. That's why I started doing this board. So I've shown you over there. So a skillet over there, and then I've got some more boards through. This funnily enough, that was the Bayon's house board. And then I've got another sheet of ply here, which is pre-cut 4x4. So that's going to be my next board once the skillet's done. And then I've got 2 more sheets of that in my van.
What board are you going to do next?
I don't know yet. Got a few options. I don't know.
I fancy building a board, but my space is really tight here, and I'd have to build it in 2x4 sections rather than in a 4x4 section, which is a bit of a pain then, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're getting them to join up. So
it's not the same, is it?
No.
It's not the same.
No.
Not the same. But yeah, terrain's great. Get building some terrain, Justin. You won't regret it. Joe says, I knock the trees over when I play as it is. Imagine if they were a foot tall.
Exactly. That's the issue with it. You know, it's yeah, I get what you're saying about it needs to be sort of true scale, but that's more for kind of diorama building stuff. For actually playing, you want something that's sensible, like you're not going to be knocking over. And if you knock over a tree that's a foot tall, you'll be knocking over a load of minis with that.
Yeah, yeah. And Paplop responds to that by saying, Sarilyn could have been used to you, mate. Sean says, I put real trees on my garden table. It's a nightmare to play around.
Put real trees?
I don't know. It's weird. It depends what you're using. Like, you see most of my boards, they're stuck in the board, like with cocktail sticks in the bottom, and then because my boards are mostly made of foam underneath, you can stab them through and they stick in, so they don't get knocked over. Bruno says, do you guys reckon we'll get any new Forge World sets? I'm hoping so. Yeah. Holding out and putting all my eggs in a Am and Hen scene from Forge World with Aragorn and Lurtz in it. That's my dream, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. What do you think, Bruno? Paintbrush Pirates in. How you doing, pal?
Hey, buddy.
These subtitles are pretty wild. Yeah, well, they probably understand Ben. YouTube probably understands Ben because he's quite well spoken. I'm a mank, so I mean, my iPhone can't even understand me. You must know when I'm typing and when I speak, when we do WhatsApp messages.
I think he just he's having a bit of a moment where he's writing that.
No, it's because when you're on WhatsApp, so you go WhatsApp like you can on normal. So if I go in our chat and you can type or you can click type and you can press that and you can just talk and it'll type out what you say. But because I'm a mank, it doesn't know what I'm saying. So I'll read what it says, and you can just talk and it'll type out what you say. But because I'm a monk, he doesn't know what I say. So that's a good one. Normally, like it just really puts random words in that I haven't said. Justin says, he's just saying he hopes we do from Forge World. Green Tree says, I was furloughed 3 weeks ago, not used to being at home so long. It does take some getting used. The thing, what I keep telling myself is, when I'm feeling a bit crap and I'm bored and I just want to get out today. Like I went to the studio today, I drove to the studio to try and fix my cam link to see if it works in the studio computer, which it does fine. It just won't work on mine. I remind myself that when I'm getting up on a Monday morning to go to work at 5:30, I'm thinking to myself, I wish I didn't have to go and work today. Mm-hmm. And that's what I keep reminding myself of. So now when I'm getting up and I'm thinking, oh gosh, I wish I was going to work. You always want what you can't have, don't you? That's what they say. Yeah, exactly. You always want what you can't have. So just embrace it.
I'm quite like a thankful person. Just anywhere. I'm just quite content. Do you know what I mean? It's not really bothering me at the moment. As I said earlier, I'm quite enjoying my time at home, I must admit.
Yeah.
Chris said, future War in Middle-earth book. Any thoughts on what armies will be covered in the next supplement? I'm guessing these things. I've still got my heart set on a Second Age one.
Yeah, Second Age, man.
I think a lot of people seem to ask about Eastlings versus Dale. Become War of the Ring.
Well, what I've noticed, I was talking to Damien about this today because I'm like you. I think it's Second Age. Damien is like, no. Why would they do that now? It'd be stupid to do that now with the Amazon series coming out. They'd want to do it then, but I don't know. I wonder why my airbrush is not working randomly.
Not switched on.
No, it's switched on. Don't know. God knows.
Don't know. But yeah, I've got my heart set on the Second Age. I think they could do what is there existing already justice, and I think they could potentially bring. Steve, you don't need your airbrush right now.
All right, Dad.
Put it away. I think just talking about things that we might see as well. I always. Not get frustrated, but I see it quite a lot where people are always asking for more Khand, more Easterlings, more Haradrim and stuff, and they're in the books. Those factions are mentioned like kind of, they're barely touched on.
Yeah.
And yet people want to see the huge, massive, fleshed out armies of these really kind of these armies that in some cases they get like a sentence in the book. Do you know what I mean? So it's just why do people have such an affinity for those armies? Is it just because we don't see that much of them and they just want to see it more fleshed out? Is it that they really like the idea? Is it like the aesthetic? You know, what is it that makes people want these armies that barely appear in the books or the films? Do you know what I mean?
I think I'm kind of on the fence with it. Like I would like to see them fleshed out. I think and I think they will. I think they will. I'm not in no rush for that. Like these wires are getting on my nerves. Strangling me. I'm not in no rush for it. I think probably if you were an Easterling player or a Cairns player, you are pretty limited as to what you've got. I suppose there's them people, but and it's dead easy to say it when you're not that fussed. But just be patient, man. It's gonna come. I can pretty much guarantee you're gonna get a supplement which caters to your every need, but you just got to wait for it.
Yeah.
That's it. So just enjoy what's coming between now and then, is what I'd say.
Public said also before posting something negative, wait a couple of minutes, take some deep breaths. A lot of people who post angry posts admit it in the comments that 1 second they were wrong. Yeah, absolutely. I think we've had a bit of a conversation about it before, and I said, "Oh, have you seen what's on?" So that person's kind of mouthing off in the group, and there's sometimes where I've started replying, I think it's not worth it, and I'll write something out and I just delete it all and just kind of move on.
Yeah.
It's not worth getting involved.
No.
Partially because obviously it's just not worth it, and partially because it's just more effort than it's worth.
Yeah, but focus your energy elsewhere. That's
kind
of what I do. It's very rare. I don't even think off the top of my head. I can't ever remember getting into something with anyone in the groups about. I think I mentioned once. Do you remember there was the thing about the 25.4mm bases?
Oh yeah. You got any high hopes about that?
Inches, and I remember just reading it and like in disbelief, thinking, "What are you guys on about?" And then just saying, I just put at the end, "If you try that at my event, I'm just going to rule against you." So, whatever. Because that is just so pedantic, like. And how often does it come up?
Yeah.
No one's. It came up a thread. It had like 250 comments, and it was a scenario that someone theorized. It hadn't actually happened. They theorized this scenario of these 0.4 of a millimeter being an issue.
It was Radagast and Tom Bombadil. So you put them in base-to-base context, and then you couldn't charge Radagast because he was within. The base was 25 mil, and it's within 25.4 mil of Tom Bombadil, and you couldn't charge Tom Bombadil, but for whatever reason. But anyway, it was just ridiculous.
And there was the other thing, wasn't there, about if models are backed up by spares, because an inch is 25.4 millimeters, but the base is only 25. The model that's in front has only got a 25 mil base, so there's 0.4 of a millimeter of a control zone from the spare guy, and you can't enter that control zone unless you finish in base contact with the spare guy, which you can't do because there's guys in front. So in theory, you can't charge the front line of a shield wall. In theory,
well, you couldn't have 2-on-1.
It's stupid. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, but anyway, let's not open that kind of worms.
Let's move on to that one. Yeah. Steve Bonner says, on the negative comments, I can't wait till they kill off Finecast for the superior Forge World resin. I think it's just Citadel resin now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still Finecast, isn't it? It's still the same stuff.
Yeah. I don't have an issue with it.
I don't love it. If I'm converting, it's great because it's dead easy to cope. I don't love it. Yeah. It's my worst. It's probably my worst material to have a model in. But I don't hate it that much that I get on the internet and start bitching about it. It's what it is, isn't it? It's in that because I moan about it on the internet. GW are not going to recall all the fine cost models and redo them in Forge World resin. So what is the point in me venting about it on the internet? Zero.
Yeah.
There's
a few people just sort of say about negativity there, which is good.
Yeah. Steve Honor on Aragon.
G. Who's looking forward to the Young Aragon story arc and mini releases?
That'd be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Unlikely, but it would be cool.
I guess it would be the Thorongil because there is a model there.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Do you think we'll see him?
No, I can't see how or where that's going to fit in anywhere now.
They could revisit because obviously he fought alongside Theoden, a younger Theoden, so we could see a younger Theoden if they ever revisit Rohan.
I think if we were going to get it, we would have got it with War in Rohan release.
I don't think we would have because the War in Rohan is very.
But you could say the same about the Helm Hammerhand.
Yeah, true.
And we got that. They always have that appendices at the end, and you get that one special. And yeah, I thought that's what it would have been.
But maybe. But then you would have needed a young Theoden. I don't think it's a no.
Not necessarily. You could have just said Theoden was Theoden.
They might do it as a made to order at some point.
Maybe. I hope they do because then I can get my hands on it. But I'd like to get my hands on it.
So
who knows? You can't second guess what they do, but I just can't see where it would fit in with anything now.
Yeah.
So
I suppose. But I like the idea of a little story arc for him because you could have him. I don't know. I'd like to see that. I would like to see that. Luca G says, "How much do you reckon Airma will cost?" I think it'd be £25.
Yeah.
Like
standard.
Saruman.
Yeah, standard plastic hero.
Yep. Patlock says the Thorongil foot and mounted model might finally make his appearance. I like that.
Tim Collymore?
Yeah, I would love Shell Object because of Sam with Sting and the File would be nuts good. I think it would be cool. I just don't think we'll get it. I think the set we've got is decent. Bradley C.
Bradley Cobden. Bradders. How you doing, pal? Not spoke to you in ages. Hope you're well.
Yeah.
And I hope you've. Is it a little bit? I know you don't like us talking about football, Ben, but if I remember correctly, Bradders is a big Spurs fan. And I'm just asking how devastated he's going to be when Harry Kane comes to United this summer. Look at Ben's face.
Do you know what? The best thing to happen is this because nobody can talk about football now.
Do you know what I watched? I watched Euro '96, all the England games from start to finish last weekend. Easter weekend, that's what I did. From Euro '96 because I'm missing football that much.
I'm frozen. I'm just sat here in disbelief at you.
Hey, it was great event. Great.
Wow. Green Tree says, would love some Brevo just so I can have a mini knob.
A mini knob. You've already got a mini knob, Green Tree, don't I?
As soon as I read that out, I was like, oh, yeah. I know he's going out there. Just a potential new model for the Ringbearer Sourcebook, Gandalf the White on Eagle, complete with Frodo and Sam outside Mount Doom. That would be cool. Carrying the hobbits.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Patlock says character series ring on Gollum's palm sticking out of Mount Doom's magma. I think that's a little bit niche, but it would be a cool little diorama, especially if they had like a little overhang over the top as well.
Yeah.
Steve Bonner, new plastic shell would be great, especially given how well they're cracking on with the current plastic releases. David says Dollhouse VR is exactly what you think it is.
I'll check it out.
Will Pinter says the Hobbits haven't even been based yet. I think he's talking about Jay's Hobbits.
I know.
Yeah. He's got loads of time on his hands now, so he should get them based.
Oh, it's slammed, mate. He's slammed. Slammed.
Been mad busy. Steve Bonner says, are you guys doing a hobby space vlog to show your terrain and organising? Always interests me on others' sets out there so I can steal ideas on how to improve my own.
I don't need to, mate. It's behind me.
Yeah.
I'll do mine now live. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's look, that loft space up there. There's it's dark up there. There's loads of stuff.
Yeah. The studio is not gonna lie, it's a bit of a bin.
Yeah, it looks like a dump at the minute. I went there today.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been looted.
It does. The thing is, if anybody breaks into it now, they'll just go in and go, "Oh, it's already been looted."
Yeah, someone's already been in. Yeah, someone's already been.
Yeah. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's KFC bones.
Yeah, what's that? What's that? I don't know. There's too much mold on it.
So yeah, that's a no, Steve. Paper's Pirate, TT Combat doing modular board system, 1 foot by 1 foot tiles that connect together. You can make a 4 2x2 segments that are easy to store.
Is that the one that
Luke did a video
on? They look like a faff to me, that. You know, because you'd have to. For me, especially if you're doing them different, you know, like
undulations.
Yeah. So if you're doing that, there's either a load of thoughts got to go into it, so they match up in different ways, or it's all going to be in one layout. If it's going to be in one layout, just make the flipping board. Just make the board 4x4. It doesn't take up that much space, really. If you light on its side, look, I mean, there's one there on its side.
Yeah, but I've got nowhere to keep that. Where to keep that? Behind the sofa?
Behind you there. You see it there, look. Loads of room.
Yeah.
Loads of room, mate. Loads of room.
Yeah.
You got a garage, haven't you?
No.
Aren't you?
It's not, if I move house, that's kind of the what
prerequisite.
Prerequisite is either an outdoor shed, like an outbuilding, a garage, or a basement.
I can imagine you like telling Lucy like, yeah, this that's the house. It's the house got a perfect garage, and she's like, yeah. And then you come home from work one day thinking, right, I'm going to get that garage now to be a man cave, and Lucy's car's sat in it.
Get that out of there. Yeah.
No. Anyway. Where are we? Steve Honor says, at Green Tree, what you got and what are you looking for it? Huge pieces of terrain that would cost a fortune to post. Oh yeah, you mentioned about stuff in his loft. Did anyone want it? Reese says, everyone wants more Easterlings. Be cool for a new Legendary Legion, possibly a new character. It's gonna come, mate. It's gonna come. I wouldn't worry too much. I just don't know how long we're gonna have to wait for it. Steve says, Steve, cut it out with air-based noisemakers. Valasay. Yeah, I don't know why that's not working. I'll check it out in a minute. Damien says, I've got a signpost on the base of one of my Crabane with up to 6 potential directions. Happy to take suggestions of where the signs should be pointing and then painting the names hilariously badly. One of them's got to be Amonsul or Weathertop, right? It's got to be, surely. One of them's got to be Bree.
I think I'd say make it like a Rohan one.
Nah.
Yeah, because they're coming from Isengard, aren't they?
I'd put really recognisable movie fan names on there. So I'd put like Weathertop, Meduseld, Bree, Hobbiton, Helm's Deep, Minas Tirith, Gondor. There you go.
Gondor.
Sorted you out there, Damien. Sorted you out.
I'm sure he can do up with them on his own, but you know.
One of these has to be Albuquerque. Yeah. You've got to fit Albuquerque on the tiniest little signpost name.
Spelled correctly or not, anyway.
Yeah. Paplot's been quiet for about 10 minutes. That's where he went. He went and Googled how you spell Albuquerque.
It's like, did you mean?
Paplot says, unless you're 100% set on Middle Earth names. It won't really matter because no one will be able to see it from 3 foot away anyway. It'd be too small. Just write anything. On 25mm versus 1-inch gate, the vast majority of most heated discussions on the GBHL are absolutely theory hammer, never things that have actually come up in game. Yeah, that's very true. Very true. And people get really about it. Steve says, why so negative, Steve, on the young Aragon hope of new minis? Nah, mate, nah. You're wrong, and I'm right. That's it. Check the internet; it'll tell you.
Can't be proper negative about that.
Yeah.
Like, we're not getting it. Definitely not getting it. Not doing it.
Damien says the most common one is who declares first, piercing strike or shielding. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares?
I've never had a game where somebody goes, "Well, I'm going to shield," and it's like, "Well,
in that case, then, if someone says to you, "Are you doing any special strikes?" Nah. Well, I'm going to shield then. All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to piercing strike then. No, you can't do that.
Just go for it. Just roll. It's like, oh, fine. I don't
know. Yeah. They just can't get it through their heads that it isn't an issue because the thing they're so angry about is in their heads, not on the table.
Yeah. And do you know what? It's normally that the people that bring up that one is they've had the first game and they think that the game hinges on that. And they said, oh, well, I lost a couple of models because of that. It's like, do you know what? Actually, overall, it's not going to have cost you the game. That, bad decision making throughout the game will have cost you the game.
Yeah. No.
Whether you
not rolling higher than a 3-all game lost you the game, my friend. Trust me, that's more important.
I don't know. As I say, it tends to be kind of newer players that get really hung up on that one, and then as soon as they get a few games under the belt, they're like, actually, it's not that much of an issue anymore.
Green Tree says Kiora Green Tree. Paplot says another idea for Crebain signpost: Entwives. That's a good one because you could put Entwives and put question marks either side of it, like riddles. Nobody knows where they are.
Yeah,
they're not dead. We just lost them. Bradley Cottington, Steve here. Wrong answer. I heard about Newcastle takeover rumours too. There's loads of rumours going about. There's loads. Everyone's coming to United. Did you not realise that? Everybody. Timmy says, your garage has a loft. What madness is this? Your house should be up there. Yeah, it didn't have a loft. I just made a loft. I suppose that's the benefits of being handy with a hammer. Bradley C. How's the music in the studio, Steve? Would never have thought you'd be a rock and roll star. That's how I roll, mate. That's how I roll. Steve and Green Tree are sorting out some dodgy deals. Reese says, did you ever buy the Forge World Weathertop, Steve, or have you seen it in the flesh? Yeah, it's in the studio, mate. I bought it, painted it, put it in the studio, and that's where it's sat. We filmed one battle. It's in a battle report. There's a battle report on the channel. With Tom. Is it Tom Jennings versus Jay, Ben? I can't remember.
I can't remember. It's a long time ago, that.
I think it was Tom Jennings versus Jay. Wasn't the best battle report because they've both been dead beardy in it.
I'm going back in a sec.
Yeah, no worries. But it's there, and it's got my weather top on it. I'm going to get it back from the studio because it's not actually doing anything now. I'm going to put it on one of my shelves here with my display board for my Dunland. Paplock, you're 100% right, Steve. In no way would I be able to know how to spell Albuquerque. Thank God I've still had it in my clipboard. Easiest control plus V in my life. Also, about Poplock hasn't written anything in 10 minutes. My nickname means chatterbox in Polish. Oh, okay. Or maybe Silesian dialect, to be more precise. So you know where all this spam comes from. Spam away, my friend. Spam away. And Steve saying hello to the cat.
Yeah, that's what the cat just needed letting out then. She was whinging at the door to go out.
Green Tree saying Kiora, crows, nobody. Yes. What was the drink called? Umbongo, was it? Is that the right? Am I thinking of the right drink?
Kiora.
Is it? No. What's Umbongo?
No, Kiora.
Was the drink called Kiora? Right. Okay. Yeah, so I get it now. So put that on.
Umbongo's like this.
Same thing.
Like racist.
Yeah. Well, Kiora was as well. Didn't. Yeah, I won't go there. That's another can of worms I'm not going to open.
Isn't Kiora hello in New Zealand as well?
Welcome or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought he was saying. I thought he was saying welcome to Damien or something like that.
Yeah. I didn't realise Green Tree was from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Have we reached the end of the chat?
Well, Steve just popped up. He says, how much terrain do you guys like on Lord of the Ring 4x4 for theme tables? I like a busy board. I like it probably busier than most. I can't stand a board that is just may as well be your dining table with a couple of cups on it. Like, they really irritate me. 5 pieces of terrain, middle and one in each corner. Like, I can't stand those boards. But I like a busy board. What about you, Ben?
Yeah, much the same. I think it adds to the immersion, and I think that depends what you're kind of going for. In a competitive setting, I think you need to have something that is fairly standard, something that isn't going to favour certain armies over others. But I think in lower down tables, and what you see a lot at Scouring. But I think that's going to change this year, because I know you're having some conversation with Jay Clare, and said that because obviously he ends up on the top tables all the time, he doesn't get to play on some of the cool boards.
Yeah.
So it would be cool for some of those people to get to play on cool boards. But I think I played on a very cool board, and one of your boards a long time ago. It's the one with it's like the snowy one with the tower over it.
Yeah.
Just because of the army I came up against, there was no way I could win that on that board. And I just felt like, what's the point? But had it been a different board, then I might have had a better chance against that army.
Yeah.
So I think it's all swings and roundabouts, really. I think as long as there is stuff on the table, I think that and there is enough cover on the table as well to make the game interesting. I think when you can just kind of come, both sides can just march towards the middle, and if one side has got bows and the other hasn't, that they, automatically kind of win because they get 3 turns or 4 turns of shooting before you manage to get, face to face with them. I don't think that's fun either. So I think there is a balance to be struck. But yeah, overall, I think I do prefer a busier board. At least probably a third of the board covered in terrain, and different types of terrain as well, not just buildings. Because again, you may as well just have boxes on the table or something. And I think add a few trees, scrubland, bits of difficult terrain. There's all sorts of stuff that you can add to make it a little bit more difficult, a little bit different.
Yeah. I'm a more thematic scenario driven player now. 100% nowadays. They're cool to play. They're great to film as battle reports. So I don't mind. I don't mind if a board sways one way to the other, but a majority of games are played in a tournament setting, so they have to be fairly even. Don't get me wrong. If you, my argument against it was, and it's only half an argument, but it's an argument all the same, is if you decide to bring a Fell Beast army to an event, knowing that if you decide to bring a Fell Beast army or Smaug to Scouring and Cheshire, you know what to expect with the boards. You know that there's going to be boards there where you're going to struggle against. So if you make that decision, it's you that made that decision. It's not the board that's making your life hard. You took the option to take that risk. So tough.
Yeah. Cheese. I think just going back to my particular scenario, and this is going back a few years now, but the board I'm talking about. Is it
Ravenhill? Yeah, Ravenhill.
There's like a little culvert that kind of goes up onto a ramp, and actually you've got like a wall around the outer edge, which is probably takes you at least a turn to climb, depending on how well you roll. And I was up against Iron Hills, and he had the ballista, so obviously he was just hitting it all over the board. It was tucked away back in one corner, and he just brought all his dwarves and just made a barricade around. And there was just nothing I could do, And I had Gondor. I was just bouncing off them, and he was, this is old rules as well. So, he was absolutely decimating me because I couldn't get around, I couldn't swamp him, I couldn't, get around the flanks or anything. There was just no way I could win that scenario or in that game.
Yeah, I mean, in them days, like out there, like it was like old rules to an extent. Iron Hill's ballista, unless you knew how to play against it, was going to smash you anyway. It smashed me and you on that board that was fairly open.
But the thing is, I couldn't get to it. Without spending, I think it was 2 turns just climbing.
And,
the game isn't long enough to spend 2 turns just climbing up a ridge. That was my only kind of thing, and that was, again, I wasn't playing competitively. But I do think that the terrain kind of cost me that game. So I think. You do need to kind of prepare for what terrain you're going to be playing on.
Yeah, yeah. You've
When
got to.
you
That's the thing. And anything that's got ballista or any of those siege weapons nowadays, where they have the volley fire rule,
hmm
where if anyone in the army can see the target, you can take a shot at it pretty much board wide. It's going to be tough for anyone, and they're gonna put their siege weapon in the most hardest place for you to get to.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough. The thing is, you'd probably, now you know what you know and playing against today's rules, you'd probably do a lot better up against it.
Probably.
But I get what you mean. There are going to be boards. So as an example, someone's mentioned it in the chat. Lake Town board, if you've got chariots,
hmm
that you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle. But if that's just it, we've got so Skyrim coming up in October. We've got 90 players. There's one Lake Town board, so you've got a 1 in 45 chance of getting drawn on that board. So if I was a chariot player, I wouldn't not bring my chariots at a 1 in 45 chance. I'd take the risk. Someone played on it last year, and they had a ball of a time. They struggled,
Yeah.
but they loved it. They thought it was great because
Yeah.
we
So
make sure them
I remember,
tables are quite
I
low
remember
down.
offering term as well. Do you want to move tables? Because I can't remember what they had exactly, but it was something that wasn't suited for playing on that table whatsoever. And you said, right, if your opponent agrees, the opponent was like, yeah, do you know what I mean? Because it wasn't even on the higher tables as well. It was kind
No.
midway, probably lower half of the.
It was lower third, so the Lake Town board was lower third anyway.
So the
So it
two
was
players
never.
were happy to move, but actually, I think they enjoyed just playing on it anyway.
Yeah, a lot of people want to play on it. It's a really difficult board to play on, but a lot of people who come to the Skyrim are like, I want to play on the Lake Town board. I want to play on the Lake Town board. It's took a battering over the last few years.
But
It needs a tidy up. But yeah, no, it's
we talked quite a bit about revisiting that, haven't we?
yeah. There's loads of stuff I need to do. Now would be the perfect time to do it. The problem is we don't know where the end. If I knew that I was going to be off till, so if I could look in a crystal ball and knew it was off till the end of July, then I'd plan my schedule around it. For all we know, life might go back to normal in 4 weeks. It's highly unlikely, but we just don't know, do we? But where are we up to? Damien says, Steve, your Crabane trees have some green splashes on them. How do you do them? Washes, highlights, etc. Athonian camo shade, watered down. I use that, and he also used. I can't remember if it was the blue, which is Dragonhof Nightshade, or
Beeltan green, maybe.
the violet, Druchii violet. Watered down loads and just add little bits here and there on the rocks. Especially I did blues and violets. It looks cool. It does look cool.
On my Rohan bases, I used a little bit of Caribou Crimson as well, but watered down.
Yeah. Just adding all different colours looks cool. Where are we up to? Bradley C. Yeah, go on.
Can you guys remember what size base Gundabad Warbats have been FAQ'd to be on?
40.
I think it was 40, isn't it?
40 mil cav base, yeah. Same as the other bats.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Steve Bonner, how OP do you feel walls/barricades are in Middle Earth strategy battle games? Stevie boy?
I don't think they are.
To be honest, when I see somebody kind of, manning or, barricading a wall, I then just don't charge them.
I just go around it.
Yeah, go around it, or just kind of leave them to it and go for the objectives, because most of the time the wall isn't going to be sat on an objective, or there'll be no point in them sitting there forever. So unless it's they need to do the killing, and you can find a way to block them off, just stay there. But then if not, just leave them to it.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're it's calculated risk, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think the rule for defending barriers is as good as it can be in the game. The only other way they could do it is to put the attacker at -1 or something, but I think that sways it too much. So I think the fact that you have in the ways for the barriers, is all right. Yeah, so it's not perfect, but I think it's the best.
I guess so somebody who's already, they try and kind of model it on real life. If somebody's already defending it, it's going to be very difficult for somebody to come up and actually, if they're going to be kind of swinging wildly at the wall, or kind of at the defender, then chances are they might hit the wall or the fence or whatever it is they're defending.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I think it's all right. I think it's all right. But what's your favourite theme terrain? Lake Town, Dale, Aphelion, Mordor, Goblin Town.
of the boards that I think Dale is my favourite.
You reckon? I like Bree.
Oh yeah.
I like Bree.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to knock them out of the park.
Ooh, that's fighting talk. That.
I think for playability, I think this is going to be shit up and look cool, which is really good. I'm really happy with it thus far. So we'll see what happens. Reese says it swings and roundabouts with boards depending on your army and special rules. For example, Watcher in water or Elven cloaks. Very true.
I suppose if you were going to let's say a normal tournament with like I said earlier, maybe 3, 4, 5 bits of terrain, on the tables, Lake Town houses, Gilead ruins, then would you invest in Elven cloaks? Potentially, if there's kind of minimal cover. Whereas if I was going to Scouring and I was playing an army that had Elven cloaks, then would I be more tempted to take it? Then yeah, potentially.
Yeah. Michael Haskell says played Jakob Game 1 season finale on the Lake Town board last December and enjoyed it. Truth be told, probably helped me more. Faramir's Rangers, Legendary Legion, I think that is. But I still lost narrowly. Yeah, I remember that game. Well. You did really well. Jakob's a really good player. I think you did really well in that game, Michael. And do you know what? But this is the thing, and I say this all the time. So when a lot of battles take place, like the two sides don't get together and think, where's the best place where we could have this battle? They happen where they happen.
Yeah.
And that battlefield might sort of benefit one side over the other.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it anyway. Steve says, Steve, you done a back to basics on terrain and supplies. Did I do one ages ago? Like years ago, maybe. Got a vague memory.
Do you know what would be a good one? I know you asked if anybody can help you on this one, but I think a Null Noil recipe video would go down a treat right now.
I know, yeah.
Because you can't get all the money.
There is, if you go back to it's probably like
I know, but
fifth video. There is a video on how to make wash.
Do a new one.
I can't be bothered. I've still got a bottle of the old one. I just used for
you made like 4 liters of it.
Yeah, I just keep topping it up. I just keep putting like deionized water in it, Floaid and ink.
You use that deionized water for it.
Yeah.
Why?
Don't know, because I watched another video on it somewhere and they used deionized water. Couldn't tell you what the reason is. I think it's something to do with its shelf life.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, with normal water, it gets a bit funky after a while, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So a game where it was take ground with a, I'm guessing that's whole ground, with a walled field in the centre, which I won, versus a Mirkwood Elf list, who I outnumbered with my Mordor Orcs 2-1. I think, it's a combination of the board, because if you were playing any other scenario, that walled field in the middle wouldn't have done you any good.
No. Make the most of your terrain. Make the most of your terrain. Terrain's a big part of the game. Make the most of it. Damien says, I never really understood why it's easier for a defender to strike over a wall, but it's 50% harder for an attacker to strike over the same wall, same place. Yeah, this is the thing. So, I understand why they do it, because if I'm already stood at the wall and you're coming at the wall, I can hit you as you're trying to get to. The wall is basically a shield for me.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
How I see it.
And it's like I said to Steve, it's not perfect. It's not the perfect the way that they do it, but I can't think of a way that they could do it better without it being too fiddly and slowing the game down. So I think it's all right. Yeah. Mike says, with terrain, need to agree with your opponent at the outset. What is difficult terrain? Barriers, jump climb, doors, arches. Yeah, do you know what I always do every year? So, because my boards, you can do that quite easily on a lot of boards because it's modular terrain. You know, you might have a fence and you put it down, or a tree, or whatever. My boards sometimes can be a little bit. People might struggle as to what to count the terrain as, and I always think I'm going to do like a cheat sheet for each and laminate it and have it with each board. So it'll say, right, that area of trees is difficult terrain, or that is deep water and that is shallow water, and blah. And I always forget to do it. So Ben, that's a job for you. It's right up your street. It's right up your street.
I'm back to work now. I'm not gonna
That's right. That's got your name. That's got your name. Laminating things and everything, man. Everything.
Mate, I'm wrong.
Slammed, mate. Slammed.
Mate.
Paplot says, I'm off, guys. Thanks for the great stream and companionship in chat, and see you all next time. Thanks, Paplot. Thanks for joining us again, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Green Tree says good night. Steve says, deionized water isn't full of bits. That boiled water is best for washes.
Again, like, because around here we don't have very hard water. In fact, we've got quite soft water compared to other areas of the country. So I don't know whether in our area we could use tap water.
Yeah, probably could. Like I said, the only reason I don't know the reason. I assumed it was something to do with if it was sat on a shelf for 4 months, it might get a bit weird at the top.
A bit funky, but just give it a shake.
Yeah, but like other than that, like I don't know. I just used, and I've got like I bought I think it's like a 5 litre tub of deionized water that I bought for that. I bought for that wash, and I've still got it. And that was like when the channel started, so I don't know. It was what 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. So, but I think we've got to the end of the chat. It is now 10:30 at night.
2.5 hours.
You know what? It's been busy. The chat's been busy.
It's gone quick, really quick tonight.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. We were worried coming into it. We were like, oh, can we talk about a fantasy fellowship for 2 hours?
So I think we were planning on doing like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we've just not stopped. And I think we've had some really cool topics tonight as well.
Yeah, it's been interesting. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll call it there, guys. And what have we got planned? What's coming up on the channel? I know Jay's got his hobby vlog. He's got 2 videos. His hobby vlog he's releasing tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll get Jay's video out, his hobby vlog tomorrow, which is Thursday. We'll do display board Saturday.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, and I'm streaming with Mr. O'Byrne, who's in the chat this weekend as well. Keep your eye out on the relevant Facebook groups for news about that. Failed Charge Games. Kiora lads arrived right at the end. Typical. Yeah, man. You'll have to watch it back.
That could have Failed Charge Games could have Tom could have cleared up our Kiora situation earlier, couldn't he?
He could have done. But yeah, that we'll call it there. We'll be seeing you very, very soon. We've got the usual Wednesday night stream next Wednesday, and then we'll probably should we try and do the Middle Earth one then the Wednesdays in between whilst we're off. We may as well.
May as well, yeah. Let's do it.
And we can just update each other on what we're up to, what we're doing, and if there's any other news and tidbits that have been announced in between. Hopefully, by then that board will be finished. I've not done a video on that board, so I'll show it off. I'll show it off in the stream. I just can't be bothered, if I'm honest. It's a lot of effort, I tell you. But yeah, that's it. So Tom, apologies that you've joined late, but yeah, you could be able to watch it back. And we'll see you all very, very soon. I've been Top Table Steve.
And I've been Top Table Ben.
Take care, guys. Kia ora.
Kia ora.